that is about to roll up the momentum of the three-cloud dance to stop abruptly and then disperse in the air. The man in black froze and stared at Yunwu. "What do you say?" Cloud Dance raised her hand and pointed to the fenghuang held by Meng Bai. "Here, I'm here to negotiate with you." This sincerity. Yunwu and his 3 men came alone, but they didn't have an entourage behind them. However, they dared to stand in front of the gate of the mountain palace and say the word negotiation in such a big way. On the contrary, the black-robed man couldn't figure it out. Compared with Fenghuang, Yunwu is the object that the beast men are looking for. They came to the door so above board, didn't they? What cards does she have? In this way, the black-robed Dharma protector had scruples in his heart. The line of sight revolves around Yunwu 4 people and secretly observes whether there is an ambush nearby. Yunwu noticed his little action, but didn't stop it. Originally, this was an empty city plan. The purpose of their coming here is not to destroy the Beast Gate for the time being. That kind of large-scale battle can't be achieved by just a few of them. If you want to destroy the Beast Gate here, you have to unite the whole Phoenix clan. And they just need to delay as much as they can. What do you want to talk about? After exploring around for a long time, the black-robed Dharma protector didn't notice anything. Suddenly, he was more confused and asked. Seems to want to get more information through Cloud Dance. It's not normal for people who can't even be caught by the deputy patriarch to come to the door for no reason and negotiate. She's in my hands now, and if I take her away, I promise you'll never find her. Cloud Dance said with a sneer. She knows that the people of the 10,000 Beast sect are more or less afraid of the existence of Fenghuangnu at this time. How can we say that she is the goddess of the Phoenix family and has so much to do with the Dark Beast, plus the son of the pure-blood demon Huangnu? As long as the 10,000 Beast Gate wants to really control the Phoenix clan completely, it must kill the Phoenix girl. Now that you have all come to the door, do you think you can escape from so many of us? The surging intention of killing emerged from the black-robed Dharma protector, and he almost couldn't help attacking Yunwu. But the next second, because of the Cloud Dance, the next word stifled. Don't you want the Phoenix to belong? I've got a way to make the Phoenix completely obey you. You let the Phoenix belong to our Beast Gate? Do you think we're all idiots? The black-robed man said with a sneer, now the Phoenix clan is our Beast Gate. Do you still need to help me? Cloud Dance smell speech, suddenly ha-ha a smile, immediately Despisive looked at him one eye, already is your? The Phoenix clan has suffered heavy casualties. Today's combat effectiveness is less than half of what it used to be. The part accepted is also coercion and inducement. If something happens, I'm afraid it won't work for you at all. What are you going to do with a phoenix like this? Yunwu's words happened to be in the heart of the black-robed man. Although there is a dark beast of the town, but the Phoenix family is not so easy to control after all. Only by violence, over time, there will be rebellion, so he will be so anxious to kill Fenghuang, cut off their hope. Just let them scruple at this time, in addition to Fenghuang, but also in front of this cloud several people. Seeing that the other party didn't speak, Yunwu knew that his own words had been heard, and then said, my method can make the Phoenix people willingly join the Beast Gate for your use, and can make them return to their previous fighting power in a short time. Restore combat effectiveness in a short time? I have a lot of pills, but I don't know your sincerity of cooperation. The black-robed man trembled all over his body, and his heart suddenly moved. You mean? The cloud dances the corner of the mouth to hook up a ray of radiant way. But I also have condition, you must guarantee their safety. They, of course, refer to the Phoenix. The black-robed man's eyes sank, and a low voice rang out, is that it? Why do you think I believe you? You can choose not to believe it. Cloud Dance said, then you take this incomplete Phoenix, worried about their resistance at any time. After that, he turned around and was ready to leave. Stop! The black-robed man yelled behind him. If you can see his expression, you will find the cunning in his eyes at this time. After all, it's negotiation. It's not a good way to go. If you don't live in the clan, how about waiting until I think about it and discussing it carefully? The Fenghuang, who fell in Meng Bai's arms, was enraged when she heard that the black-robed Dharma protector took the place of the Fenghuang clan as their own territory. She invited them as a master. Sooner or later, she will solve them by herself. Meng Bai felt the shaking of Feng Huang's body and pressed her shoulder hard. Pain stimulation finally did not let her do anything. Thank you very much. We don't want to be a turtle in a jar. Yunwu sneered back at the crowd and said, if you want to think about it, think about it. I'll ask the result in 3 days. As for now, I won't disturb you. After that, directly pulling the sleeves of Feng Huang and Meng Bai, she left here quickly. Stop. The black-robed man roared angrily, and the huge momentum suddenly appeared, directly rolling towards the 4. At the same time, Feng Huang's insidious attack is coming. Don't attack, just leave. Cloud Dance said categorically, directly pulling 2 people's sleeves. Fast forward. After a few moments, he disappeared into the sight of the black-robed man and could not attack anymore. The black-robed Dharma guards glared at the direction they left, clenched their fists and stomped their feet. People who can't even be caught by the deputy patriarch, as a branch protector, naturally won't go after and kill them out of their ability. It's just, negotiate with me? The man in black said with a sneer, then I'll take your way to take the Phoenix family for my own use, and then I'll settle accounts with you. With this calculation in mind, I am ready to go back to my home. At this moment, a guard full of blood rushed out of the palace gate. Protect the law, no, the prison has been robbed. The sound of panic rang all the way, and finally came to the ear of the black-robed Dharma protector. The black-robed Dharma protector's eyes glared and grabbed the messenger's guard in his hand. His eyes looked like he was going to eat people. He asked fiercely, "What did you say?" Said the guard, trembling, who was held by the man in black. I said the prison has been robbed. Said the guard, trembling, who was held by the man in black. Although it's none of his business, he clearly knows that the Dharma protector in front of him is angry. He is afraid that his life will not be protected. But I didn't think that the guard just stammered and trembled. Before the Dharma protector spoke, another guard rushed out from the door. Dharma protector, there's nothing wrong in the cell. I just don't know if there's a fire at the door of the cell. Said a fire? But why is the first guard to report covered with blood? If it's just arson, how can it be bloody? The black-robed Dharma protector frowned and stared at the bloody bodyguard. Then, his eyes turned to the guard who came to inform him. Dharma protector, there seems to be something wrong. Could it be the ghost of Cloud Dance? At this time, a man in the beast door suddenly said. As soon as the front foot of Cloud Dance left, the back foot came. One said the cell had been robbed, but the other said it had not been robbed. Yes, the cell is in the deepest part of the mountain palace, surrounded by mountains on 3 sides. The only entrance is this gate. Our people control the whole mountain palace. Who dares to rob the prison here? Another man in black also spoke with a high air. You know, now the whole Phoenix clan is almost under the control of their 10,000 beast gate. Who dares to fight against their 10,000 beast gate? What's more, they just came out of the mountain palace. How could someone sneak in? They don't know. Hearing his subordinate's words, the black-robed Dharma protector, who was just angry, calmed down and pondered for a while. Now the Phoenix clan is under their control. Who dares to rob them? Should not, this is just that Cloud Dance several people set a trap, right? Not far away, however, is a hiding place. Yunwu, who had just left, was hiding and peeping at the gate of the mountain palace. When she saw that the second guard came out to report, the conversation reaction of the beast men was all within her expectation. It seems that Shangguan and they are going well. Cloud Dance that min-tight mouth corner, finally quite strange outline. Next, can we play again? Long Qingxia's eyes flashed a touch of doting. He looked at the Cloud Dance and asked with a smile. This little woman seems to know more and more how to strategize. As a man, he has become a foil. But to tell you the truth, he really loved her smile, weird, cunning, cold, cruel, happy become her foil, he seems to feel more and more enjoy. What a pervert psychology. Cloud Dance is hooking lips cape, smile have a silk of cold ruthless, also should be warm up. Shwa shwa, four figures suddenly flash out from a corner. In the twinkling of an eye, the four stood in front of the black-robed Dharma protector. At the gate of the mountain palace, the people of the beast gate were all in a daze. At the next moment, all the people in black robe were inspired, and weapons came out across them. "It's you again! How dare you come back? I don't want to see you for a moment, so I come back to talk about the past." Long Qingxia said lazily, as if he was reminiscing with an old friend he hadn't seen for a long time. He didn't care about what happened just now. Just the next second, what he said made the black-robed Dharma protector angry. "At first, I wanted to set fire and lead you away. I went in to kill a few people to practice. I didn't expect you to see through the trick. In that case, I'll kill a few people in front of you to practice. However, your men are really weak and don't like it at all." When the black-robed Dharma protector heard the words, his face under the robe sank, and his fierce intention to kill him seemed to be eager to kill them in public. It seems that the intelligence that just said that the cell was robbed was really a trap they set up. Fortunately, they didn't cheat us. Well, you'll never come back this time. However, the black-robed Dharma protector still cheered coldly, and the killing intention in his eyes was not concealed. It's just that they can't see his face under the black robe. "Come on. Kill them for me." Not one of them at the command of the man in black robe. A large number of people from the beast sect came out directly behind him, and rushed to Yunwu and others regardless of their body. Cloud Dance snorted coldly. He knew it was going to be like this for a long time. With the ancient martial arts sword in his hand, he said, "Protect her," to Meng Bai and rushed up with Long Qingxia. "I'm afraid that Feng Huang's injuries are quite a lot because she has been imprisoned by the beast gate for a long time. This is not the time to let her do it. Even though there are only 2 people, they are not lagging behind in the face of a large number of beasts." The big knife in Yunwu's hand burns the fire of darkness. It still looks terrible in the daytime. No one can resist the attack wherever it goes. This is the first real fight after the breakthrough of Cloud Dance. I've been trying my strength through actual combat for a long time. So I'm not in a hurry to kill people. Instead, I've been fighting with the people who are rushing up. I'm full of strength and strength. On the other side, Long Qingxia holds an épée and dances smartly. From time to time, several people are knocked out and hit the surrounding buildings, smashing into ruins. The black-robed Dharma protector looked at all this calmly. There were so many people under his command that he had no resistance in their hands? Did they really lead to the thunder robberies that appeared a few days ago? Then their current strength. Thinking of this, the black-robed man couldn't bear it anymore. He yelled angrily at the 10-level beast men behind him, "What are you still looking at? Not all of them. If you can't catch people, I want you to look good." More than 10,000 beasts who were still standing in the back one after another stirred up their spirits. They knew that the black-robed Dharma protector was so powerful that they didn't dare to neglect him and rushed up one by one. "Go and call me more people. Call all those who can fight. I don't believe so many people can't catch both of them." The black-robed Dharma protector roared angrily. Yunwu and others were originally the people who Wanwoman wanted to kill. This time, they did not hesitate to use all their strength. If they were caught in one fell swoop, both the master and the deputy master would be rewarded. The black-robed Dharma protector's heart was certain, so the more the commanders got up. In the mountain palace. "Why you still standing here? There's trouble at the mountain gate. Dharma protector, let's all go and catch people. Let's go." "What? All in the past? What about the defense here? This cell is just an entrance. What's the matter with its defense? If the man leaves, we'll all suffer. This is the order above. Go, go." "Hey, wait for me." In an instant, a large number of beast men rushed to this direction, and even some people in charge of guarding were called by their companions. Just because of the saying of the black-robed man, those who can fight are called up. However, these people did not know that the sea of people tactics they carried out this time actually met Yunwu's wishes. The sea of people tactics is the most physical combat. However, for Yunwu, who has just broken through under such a long battle, she only feels that her strength, which has just broken through, is being consolidated step by step. Not only did he not get tired of fighting for a long time, but he became more and more brave. When he found that there were more and more people around him, he realized that his purpose of calculation had been achieved, and he could not help but feel more happy. On the other side of the cell, Shangguan and Situlan are quietly sneaking into the cell. It seems that Xiao Wu is making a lot of noise over there. So many people in the Beast Gate are all running there. Shangguan gloated and said, Xiao Wu's troublemaking ability is really strong. Situlan glanced at the officer and despised the man who was cheap and good. Cloud dance, they make so much noise, not to attract attention? Pave the way for them. It's better to be careful. There must be guards deep in the cell. Situlan said. Shangguan naturally knew this, but the few scattered guards seemed not to be afraid. Don't worry, I know it. Two people no longer talk, continue to sneak toward the depths of the cell. Those Phoenix people are all locked in the deepest. Fortunately, I came to Guishan Palace before. I'm not familiar with the terrain here, but I know the location roughly. There was a lot of noise in Yunwu. Most of the guards guarding the cell were called away. Shangguan and Shangguan walked all the way for a long time. Except for the first few people who chased one woman towards Yunwu, they didn't see any guards after that. To the bottom of the prison. In front of the prison gate of the Fenghuang people, two guards, one on the left and the other on the right, stood on the spot. Not far away, for people were eating and drinking. When they saw Shangguan and Shangguan appear, someone immediately gave a cold drink. The two of them looked at each other, and without saying a word, they started directly. In front of them, these ordinary guards are not their opponents at all. I saw two figures flying between the people. Quick reaction quickly took out weapons to attack. However, after two attacks, they were directly hit and killed. Even those who responded more slowly didn't even change their ability to fight back and died on the spot. 6 guards, kill them all? This speed is really a bit of a thumbs up. The people who collect animals are getting worse and worse. Shangguan looked at the corpse lying on the ground with disdain. Then, without saying a word, they searched one by one, and finally got the key to open the cage on a guard. A small white jade plate with a faint red light flowing on it. Holding it in your hand, you can feel the temperature different from other jade plates. The door of the cell needs this special key to open. Shangguan looked around and soon found the switch on the wall. A phoenix carved on the wall is lifelike, only the part of the wing root is missing. Shangguan put the little jade plate on his hand, and the red light suddenly burst out. Yes. Seeing this, Shangguan grinned at Situlan. In the twinkling of light, the door of the cage that had been closed opened slowly, and the barrier on the door disappeared slowly. Only then could Shangguan and Shangguan see the situation inside. In the huge cage, countless phoenix people huddled inside. In groups of 3 or 5, everyone is more or less injured. Old and weak women and children are no exception. When the cell door opened one by one, not only did they have no surprise, but they trembled and hugged the people around them. Don't catch me. There were intermittent voices, mixed with wails. Shangguan and Situlan were stunned. What's the situation? Are these people really Phoenix? People of the Phoenix family have always been arrogant, but now these wise Situlan pursed her mouth and went in directly. With his action, the people in the cage immediately screamed in horror. Don't take us, what else do you want? Situlan's face was heavy. He approached a woman and squatted down slowly. People around him screamed and retreated one after another, hiding from Situlan as if avoiding the plague, and looking at him was full of panic. But the woman in front of Situlan is unavoidable, and finally can only curl up with her head and shiver together. Don't. Looking at the woman's pitiful appearance, Situlan originally stretched out to comfort her hand and stopped abruptly. Eyes on the woman, the beginning of doubt, and gradually seems to understand what, the depths of the eyes suddenly raised anger and intolerance. These beast men. Seeing this, Shangguan frowned. What the man of the Gate of Beasts has done is exactly what he has been unable to see. This is why he would rather betray his father than leave the Gate of Beasts. However, he did not expect that today's Beast Gate could do such dirty things. The anger grew deeper and deeper. Shangguan couldn't see it anymore. He stepped forward and yelled at the cage. Don't be afraid, we are entrusted by the Phoenix daughter of your Phoenix beast to save people. The people of the 10,000 Beast sect have been temporarily transferred from the mountain by us. Now let's get out of here and join other people. As soon as Shangguan's words were finished, the Fenghuang people, who were still shivering and couldn't believe it, looked up at Shangguan and Situlan. Until now, they have the mind to look at the people in front of them. It is only then that they find that Shangguan is not a member of the 10,000 Beast sect. Some sharp-eyed people have already seen the 10,000 Beast sect lying outside the cage. Those guards are dead. Everybody, look, a little boy suddenly stood up, pointed to the bodies outside the cage and cried, with uncontrollable excitement in his voice. My strength is restored. Another strong man exclaimed in surprise. Shangguan followed his reputation and saw a man with injuries all over his body looking at his hands in surprise. A word awakens the dreamer. After the man's voice falls, almost all the Fenghuang people can't wait to check their Yuanli. Shangguan and Situlan frowned in doubt. They didn't understand what was going on. As a result, as soon as I turned my head, I saw that the jade plate just placed on the wall was no longer flashing. On the contrary, several rays of light extended from the place where the jade plate was inlaid, circled on the roof of the cell, forming a strange group, and finally gathered in a round bead in the middle. This is the array. Situlan looked at the top of the prison in surprise. Judging from the reaction of these Phoenix people, it seems that this array made them lose their strength, so they ended up being beaten passively. The two of them are still observing the array above. However, the recovered Fenghuang clansmen rushed up one after another, bowing 90 degrees one after another, and their eyes were full of gratitude. Thank you for your help. I'll never forget it. Thank you for your help. My lord, there is no reward for saving my life. 90-degree bow for the Phoenix people, it is absolutely incomparable respect, equal to the human kneeling ceremony. Therefore, if it is not forced or generous, the Phoenix people will not even bow their heads, let alone bow. Situlan's eyes flashed slightly and said, No, we are only entrusted by others. Don't talk about it now. Let's leave here first. In front of these people, even if they have recovered their strength, they are all injured all over. I'm afraid it's very difficult to fight with those beasts, so we have to leave as soon as possible. As soon as Situlan's words were finished, the Phoenix people stood up one by one. Shangguan led the way in front of them and soon led them out of prison. As soon as I got out of the cell, I felt the powerful momentum on the other side. It was estimated that all the people in the mountain palace had basically rushed to the gate. With the influence of Cloud Dance and Dragon, although the number of those people is large, they will never cause harm. So Shangguan and Situlan no longer care, escorting these Phoenix people to join the other side of the team. Along the way, while on the way, Shangguan asked about the situation in the prison. The array you see is something of our Phoenix clan, which can restrain the strength of prisoners, and so is this prison. It's just that they have occupied all of them since the people of the Beast Gate tore their faces, these goddamn bastards. If there were 10,000 beastmen in front of them, they would jump on them and tear their necks. Shangguan saw the anger and hatred of the people in his eyes, but he knew it was not something he could intervene in. On the contrary, I wrote down the things about the array. It might be of great benefit to think about such a magical thing and study it more in the future. All the people on this side were on their way smoothly, while the fighting on the other side was in a white-hot state. Waste. It's all rubbish. The black-robed Dharma protector saw so many people, but they couldn't deal with the two human beings. He drank angrily, but directly vented his anger on Yunwu. Huge momentum directly gushed out, swept toward the clouds. Yunwu is fighting with others. For a moment, he is unprepared. When he feels that the strong breath behind him is so close to him, it's too late to get away. Cloud Dance Isa Ling is preparing to use the attack to take this attack, an ape directly oblique insert in front of Shua. With a light pick, the attack was blocked directly. Then with a pole, Long Qingxia will Cloud Dance in his arms. Be careful, even if you deal with this kind of chatter, don't take it lightly. In a word, the black-robed Dharma protector almost vomited blood. Damn it. I want you to die without a place to die. The black-robed Dharma protector roared with anger, and the powerful breath rose from his body. The people around the beast gate could not help but get out of the way a little bit, because their Dharma protector had already done it. But at this time, a figure full of blood ran out from the door. Rob prison, protect the law, someone really rob prison. Before that, the guard was dead in front of the black-robed Dharma protector. At this time, another guard ran out and yelled, "Dharma protector, the prison has been robbed." This scene is a little dramatic. How familiar with just seems to be really a sequence. However, this time, the two guards were covered with blood, shouting that the cell had been robbed. What's the matter? Make it clear to me. The black-robed Dharma warden looked at the lifeless guard. The cell array has been opened. Someone has robbed the cell. What about the people in custody? The black-robed man asked with staring eyes, and a bad premonition welled up in his heart. They were all robbed. Boom! There was a loud noise. The person who came to report the news was directly photographed by the black-robed Dharma protector. He directly hit the cliff behind him and fell to the ground. He didn't know whether he was dead or alive. The black-robed man was covered with a gloomy chill. At this moment, he realized that he had been cheated. What negotiation, what send Fenghuang, and that arson trick? I'm afraid there is no trap at all, but all are fake. All this is just to attract attention so that people in prison can be saved successfully. Why did he fight them so long? If you don't have such scruples and directly send the experts to kill them, how can you let them take so many people away? Many of the people in prison are masters of the Phoenix clan. It took a lot of effort to capture them with their families. Now all of them have been released, which means that the Phoenix clan will have a big move. Damn it! I can't spare you, the black-robed man roared, and his voice echoed in the valley. Yunwu, who had left, could still hear the voice that could be spread. She couldn't help laughing. It seems that they already know that their prison has been robbed. Although Fenghuang witnessed all this, she didn't understand Yunwu, so she didn't know the plot of robbing prison behind her. You mean my people have been rescued? Really? Fenghuang's eyes towards Yunwu were full of excitement and disbelief, and she could hardly help being excited. Mingming has guessed it in her heart, but she still wants Yunwu to nod her head in person to calm the disbelief in her heart. Cloud Dance immediately saw her idea, then said with a smile, "Can put that black-robe Dharma Chi to jump feet, must be successful." Fenghuang's body trembled, tears fell down in an instant, and she couldn't stop it. The people who were implicated by her were finally saved, and she no longer had to be condemned by her conscience day and night. Sure enough, it's the right decision for her to join hands with Yunwu. What she didn't do for a long time is that she did it in just one day. Phoenix people are arrogant and don't like to be too weak in front of others. However, at this time, Fenghuang seems to have forgotten her arrogance and sobbed, but she still expressed her gratitude to Yunwu intermittently and incoherently. Thank you so much on behalf of the whole Phoenix family, thank you. Yunwu has never been used to this kind of gratitude. She always feels uncomfortable. She doesn't do anything to save people. Thank you. I'd better tell Shangguan and Situlan. When they save people, they will certainly join other Phoenix people. We will go there as soon as possible and discuss the next plan. Yunwu made a quick decision. Without further delay, they immediately set out to meet Shangguan and left. In a valley where the dark atmosphere has not yet been shrouded, groups of Fenghuang people live there. Since the place of Fenghuang nationality was occupied by the Beast Gate, the whole territory is full of dark and gloomy atmosphere, which makes the Fenghuang people living in it very uncomfortable and even often oppressed by the Beast Gate. Some people who did not want to be oppressed again fled one after another. But the Phoenix is their native place after all. Still holding a glimmer of hope, they reluctantly found this place not invaded by the dark atmosphere, chatting to survive, hoping to return to the Phoenix one day. But there has been no news, and no one has come to disturb them. In fear of the Beast Gate, They rarely go out and crouch in the valley. So when Shangguan and his people appeared, their first reaction was not to be excited, but to think that Shangguan and his people were beasts. Especially when they saw that all the people were seriously injured, they became even more angry. Hateful Beast Gate. If we are forced to such an extent, do we still have to kill all of us? Living in the valley for such a long time, a person with some prestige has become the leader here. At this time, it was said that the people of the Beast Gate broke in and brought a group of seriously injured people. How can people who have been hiding for nearly half a year bear it? The Beast Gate is too deceiving. We've been hiding here for half a year. Do they really think we won't fight? Bullying to the door, we might as well fight with them. Thus, anyway, if you go on like this, you can't live well. It's better to fight with them. The big deal is death. Fight. Even if you die, you will never give in. Those bastards of the Beast Gate are not worthy of our surrender. Fight them, fight. 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 The cry is getting louder and louder, the high morale of war is thoroughly stimulated, and the humiliation in the past 6 months has brought their patience to the extreme. After all, it broke out. Good. The man sitting on the first seat clapped his hand on the table and drank loudly. The crowd immediately calmed down and looked at him with burning eyes, waiting for his order. Protect the old people and children, let them go to a safe place, and all the others who have fighting power join me to fight with the Beast Gate. The man ordered, and the Fenghuang people immediately cheered. The news of the battle with the Beast Gate spread rapidly in the valley, and the hot-blooded clansmen put their hands down and headed for the entrance of the valley. Without complicated orders and commanders, it seems that everyone knows that this may be the last battle of their lives. They settled down the old and young in their homes with a dying heart and joined the army without looking back. There were only a dozen people who started out, and more people joined along the way. By the time we got to the entrance of the valley, there were already hundreds of people, shouting all the way. Just as they entered the valley, Shangguan heard the cry, as if they were going to lift the whole valley away. With a strong sense of war and hatred, Shangguan was stunned and asked the Fenghuang people behind him, "Why are you still training? Want to fight with the beast men?" Some of these arrested people lived in the valley. Later, they were arrested because they went out by chance, but they didn't hear about training when they were there. This may be. A Phoenix clansman said uncertainly. Did he start training after he left? Shangguan, two people look at each other, both in each other's eyes to see the doubt. Kill them. Revenge for the people. Kill them. Revenge for the people. Kill them. Revenge for the people. The roar came closer and closer, almost deafening. This is going to war, isn't it? Shangguan was even more confused. Listening to this voice, he was obviously shouting slogans while preparing to go out of the valley. I don't know. Situland shrugged and said, let's see. So they led a group of Fenghuang people to wait for the arrival of the team. But for a moment, the big army shouting slogans finally appeared in front of them. When the two sides finally met, the slogans of the other side gradually stopped. People's eyes fell on the people who were seriously injured. Just looking at them, you can imagine how much they suffered. All of a sudden, the eyes became very angry and humiliated. Shangguan felt that it was not a good thing for them to look at each other in this way. He cleared his throat immediately, stepped forward and was ready to say, "Everyone, we are. Kill them. These hateful human beings, despicable beasts. Kill them and avenge the people. Kill them. Go on." The anger of the clansmen is like a bubble that rises to the extreme. It can burst out with a touch. Shangguan's voice attracted their attention and ignited their anger. A sound of fengming resounds through the valley, and many of the clansmen immediately turn into their original bodies. All kinds of Fenghuang roam in the valley, attacking Shangguan with strong anger. Shangguan didn't have time to say the rest, so he quickly stepped back. These are all Phoenix people. It seems that their current partners have misunderstood something. If he accidentally hurt one or two of them, I'm afraid he won't be able to explain it to Yunwu at that time. Now Shangguan began to feel annoyed. How did Nangong and his wife do things? Didn't they all say they were going to call? How come these people still haven't heard from us? You are mistaken. We are not. Shangguan explained in a hurry. As a result, he didn't finish a sentence and attacked himself with strong anger. Shangguan's face didn't change in time, so he quickly flashed aside. Now the Fenghuang people are like a group of furious lions. They have a lot of animal nature and can't listen to anything. I'm afraid that only by killing them can they calm down. The clansmen behind have been stunned for a long time. They have never seen such an angry look of clansmen. They have just come home and encountered such a war before they could speak. They have been abused for a long time, and their body and spirit can't keep up with each other. They didn't respond to what happened. Shangguan originally stood in the front, and he was the one who opened his mouth to talk. He shot a bird in the head. At this time, hundreds of phoenixes' attacks all attacked him. They were too busy to explain that they were not from the beast sect. Fortunately, most of them are ordinary Fenghuang people, and their strength is not particularly strong. Otherwise, they would have been blasted to pieces only by Shangguan. What are you doing? Not yet? After the battle, I caught a glimpse of Situ Lan, who was standing with the Phoenix people. He looked at him with the same confused face. The upper official couldn't help but shout angrily. As a result, he was roared by the Shangguan, and the furious Fenghuang people found the existence of Situ Lan. Immediately, some people involved his anger, and the target of attack became two instantly. Situ Lan then responded and scolded in a low voice. He quickly flew forward to face the attack. The whole valley is in chaos. Hundreds of phoenix are singing at the same time. The momentum is soaring. Stop fighting, stop fighting. The Phoenix people, who had a reaction, watched their life-saving benefactor being beaten and cried out. But in front of such a high Fengming, the cry is really insignificant. What to do? Are we just going to watch them get beaten? A woman tugged at her husband and said anxiously. Although Phoenix is a proud race, but also know the truth of gratitude. Countless phoenix in the sky with gorgeous attacks set off the whole valley, so that they can't tell how the two benefactors are now. But in terms of momentum, I think Shangguan and Shangguan must be passively beaten. You can't just watch it. The man who was pulled by his wife clenched his fist and said, if they die in the hands of the clansmen, we have a hard conscience. Let's go to help. If we can't calm the people down, we should at least protect the two benefactors from being hurt. Men's words are very provocative, and many people think so. At this time, as soon as the man said it, many people agreed. Okay, let's help. I'll go too. My strength has almost recovered. And me, I'm not strong, but the clansmen won't do anything to me. I'll just help. All the Fenghuang people on the scene, regardless of their injuries at this moment, one by one want to help. In the valley, there are more and more prototypes of Phoenix, and the sound of Phoenix in the air is deafening. I'm X. Why is it increasing again? It's endless, isn't it? Shangguan slapped a Phoenix, and the dark atmosphere enveloped him. Looking at the increase in the air and a lot of Phoenix, cannot help but burst out the foul language. Originally, most of the Phoenix were on his side. Who let his breath be the same as that of the beast gate. Therefore, the natural Phoenix people hate him more strongly. These Phoenix like the ones we rescued? Situ Lan carefully found that these new Phoenix did not attack them, but stood in front of them to help them resist the angry attack. Shangguan was reminded and looked at the place where they were standing. Sure enough, seeing that there were many people just now, most of them had already gone. Except for those who were very serious and could not fight, others continued to join the battle in the avatar archetype. To tell you the truth, this scene makes people feel happy. Enough loyalty. Shangguan grinned and said happily. But when he didn't pay attention, a hot attack came directly to his face. Shangguan quickly dodged and let out a dark breath, then blocked the attack. What do you mean? Are you bewitched by them again? He helped the people of the Beast Gate. The leader of the other party originally felt aggrieved because so many of them couldn't beat two human beings. At this time, he saw that his own people were helping them to deal with themselves. He was so angry that he couldn't beat them, and he glared at a pair of phoenix eyes. I should ask you that. What do you mean? Why are we so aggressive when we come here? Obviously see so many of us are seriously injured, but only focus on fighting? If you hurt both of them, where are you going to put us? The phoenix questioned was also angry. The wound on his body was not healed, and he was fighting again. The pain of tearing wound made him unable to tell the key point directly. Instead, he was asked full of anger and just wanted to vent. Well, you are really facing them. It seems that you are really bewitched. The head of the other party was very angry and laughed. A pair of phoenix eyes almost burst out fire. The red flame was burning, just like his anger. Since you are bewitched to help them, then you are no longer our people. After that, he attacked without mercy. It seems that he was influenced by this situation, and his strong will for war swept many wars around him. It was a mild fight, but now it became fierce everywhere. What's more, it seemed that it was necessary to kill each other. These are all the phoenix of the same family. Shangguan was the first to find the change in the valley. He felt that it was more and more difficult to deal with the attack of the phoenix around him. Looking away, his face became ugly. What's the matter? How come the attack is so fierce all of a sudden? Situlan's face was also not good. He beat back a phoenix that had been entangled for a long time. He retreated to the Shangguan side and said, I don't know. Maybe those people's participation angered them. In a word, the situation is not good now. We must find a way to end the fighting here as soon as possible, otherwise it will make a big noise and really attract people from the Beast Gate. Situlan's words are very reasonable. The Shangguan nodded in agreement and said, I'm afraid I can't explain it clearly for a while. Let's leave first and let the Phoenix people explain by themselves. When they explain clearly, we'll come back. And Nangong. They don't know where they are. I have to find them out. Shangguan gritted his teeth and said that if Nangong Yi and Chi Yi's were in front of him at this time, he would jump on them and strangle them. Not bad. Situlan nodded. Then the two tacit understanding of the side to deal with the attack of the Phoenix people, while inadvertently back to the entrance of the valley. Finally, near the entrance, they looked at each other, and then they ran with tacit understanding. The speed was almost as fast as lightning, as if there was something fatal chasing them behind them, and they went out from the valley quickly. They ran away. Immediately someone realized this and rushed to the entrance of the valley. Want to capture Shangguan two people back, but they have not run far. They heard a high foaming, and then a fire-red phoenix blocked in front of them. You can't go out. If you go out, you'll attract more people from the Gate of Beasts. A language falls. Those who want to pursue the Phoenix clansmen just stopped. The two human beings run away from the wilderness, and the rest are all Fenghuang people. Even though there was a contradiction just now because of the two people, after they left, the contradiction disappeared silently. Those Phoenix clansmen who yelled at Shangguan and Si Talan were stunned at the direction of Shangguan and Si Talan's departure. When did they see the beast men flee? They are the ones who have never escaped, okay? We are one. A phoenix does not believe the turn of the head to ask to the side of the partner, but see the side of the partner already a face excited. Yes, we won, we beat them away, we beat the people of Beast Gate away. The excited voice rang out in this small distance, so more people heard this sentence, and it spread out in a short time. We won. We beat the people of the Beast Gate away. How wonderful! See if they dare to come next time. How wonderful! We won. Cheers continued to ring out among the people. Too excited, they didn't seem to see that the injured people had been turned into human form and fell to the ground, with a helpless expression on their face. The leader in the shape of a human can see the wounded people on the ground with sharp eyes. When he raised his hand, he let those who were still cheering stop and put their eyes on him. The matter of the Beast Gate has been solved. Next, let's ask these traitors who make us the shame of the Phoenix clan. In a word, many Fenghuang people put their eyes on the injured people. It reminds me that when they just fought, these people went to protect the two human beings, and suddenly they were not in the same breath. However, when people's eyes touched their shocking wounds, many people could not help but take a breath. It's terrible. What kind of abuse have these people experienced in the Beast Gate? The leader of the team saw these people, and his heart was also touched. But when he thought that they had just become enemies, he was ruthless. Instead of caring about their injuries, he asked, "Why do you want to help those two human beings? Have you given in? Or are you bewitched?" The Phoenix clan is very noble. Most of them are born with pride and temperament. They will not give in to anyone easily. This is why the Phoenix clan suffered so much in the Beast Gate. We didn't. As soon as the leader asked, a little Phoenix girl came up and stared at the leader. "If we give in, we won't be beaten like this. In prison, no matter how much we suffered, we didn't say anything and we didn't go to them." The little girl's words made everyone feel relieved. The little girl then snorted coldly and said, "I thought I would be able to reunite with my family when I came back, but you didn't know that you had no choice but to fight directly when you came up, and almost killed our life-saving benefactor. You say? If you do this, how can we face our benefactor in the future?" What? The little girl's words were finally heard by them. The leader could hardly believe his ears. They called those two human benefactors? You said those two were your saviors? But that man, clearly it's the Beast Man. Are you mistaken? The leader's mouth smoked and asked in disbelief. He would rather that the little girl had made a mistake, otherwise, wouldn't he have nearly harmed their benefactor? The little girl snorted, looked up, turned her head and walked back directly. As she walked, she said, "Father, it seems that we are no longer welcome here. This is no longer our home. Let's go to find our benefactor, respond to the call of the Phoenix Saint and us to guard the beast, and deal with the Beast Gate." The little girl babbled a lot, although it hurt their team leader, but a few words revealed a lot of information. The little girl was originally ordered by her father to come out and tell the truth, otherwise it would be hard for others to come out and fight again. Now, by her mouth to let things clear, but the injured people do not give them face. That is, let's go. Since we don't want to come back, we will never come back. Go. Go to the benefactor, go to the saint, to deal with the Beast Gate. Many clansmen stood up from the ground regardless of their injuries, glared at those clansmen who attacked them, and then walked out of the valley one by one. This scene momentum, but let before those Phoenix clansmen are stunned. At this time, the team leader reacted from his shock. Those two humans are the ones who saved their people. But one of them is the man of the Beast Gate. How could he let these people leave easily when shock and doubt were entangled in his heart? What's more, these people have to fight with the Phoenix Saint, and they are seriously injured. Anyway, he has to cure them, and then go to find the Phoenix Saint with them. What's the matter? Do you want to stay and fight again? The people who were stopped turned their heads and said sarcastically. The leader's face suddenly turned blue and white, but he was wrong. Who let him take people to fight without distinguishing between enemy and friend? Ladies and gentlemen, I made a mistake and mistakenly thought that they were members of the Beast sect, so I moved my hand. The leader stepped forward and said awkwardly. Wrong? A clansman said sarcastically. It's light. Do you know that they have a lot to do with our saints and guardians? We should rely more on their help to fight against the Beast Gate. Now let's go. I see where you can find the saint. The leader had a bitter smile on his face. How could he know that a rare revolt of the clansmen even made a mistake? If you really can't find the saint, I'm afraid they won't be able to deal with the Beast Gate in the future. They are all itching teeth. They want to rush into the Beast Gate headquarters to fight. We're wrong. We shouldn't be so impulsive. The manager felt that it was time to show his attitude. So his attitude was much softer than before. Don't worry, we will send someone out to find the two benefactors. But now we'd better go back and treat your wounds. Your family are waiting. Can't we really stop coming back? What he said touched the hearts of all the people. Yes, I haven't seen my family since I was captured by the Beast Gate. Some people's families are in this valley. They patronized the patrons before. At this time, when they heard the leader's words, their thoughts for their families poured up one after another. With the leader's guarantee, everyone would stop making trouble and follow the leader to the valley. Their wounds must be treated as soon as possible. Outside the valley, Shangguan and Situ Lan flew several miles, and then they sat down under a tree. Don't let these damned phoenix fall on me next time, or I will pluck them out, Shangguan said, gritting his teeth. When did he escape in such a mess? In addition to dealing with the beast gate last time, this time it fell into the hands of a group of phoenix? It's a shame. If it wasn't for these phoenix related to Yunwu's next plan, he would have killed him according to the previous attack posture. Well, it's no use complaining. Situ Lan glanced at him and said, "These people obviously regard us as bad guys, and don't blame them. After all, 6 months ago, they were the bad guys who yelled at us. Moreover, we are human beings. For them, we are really different." Hearing this, Shangguan gave him a direct look. Can it compare with half a year ago? Don't forget, now the Phoenix clan can count on them to help revenge. However, it cannot be denied that what Situ Lan said is true. Forget it, I'd better go to those 2 guys in Nangong first. Shangguan waved his hand and said, "I'll just say, how can those 2 boring guys call? I knew it was time to change the task. Let's call the rest of the people together and let them break the prison. It's not like this until now." Shangguan felt depressed, and he stood up with Situ Lan. "Do you know where to find them?" Shangguan looked around and suddenly felt a little aimless. Who knows where they have gone? Situ Lan looked down for a moment and said, "They are going to gather the remaining Fenghuang people, so they must be in a settlement-like valley. Why don't we go to find other remaining Fenghuang people, and we must be able to find them?" Shangguan nodded, feeling that what Situ Lan said was reasonable. "I don't see that you have become so smart. But in my opinion, we can wait for them to come here. Anyway, they will come here sooner or later. When the people in the valley know the situation, they may come to look for us." Situ Lan took a puff from the corner of his mouth, and didn't care with him. They didn't wait outside the valley. They didn't know where Situ Lan got the news. When they got to another hiding place of the Phoenix family, they rushed with Shangguan. They were worried that there might be something wrong with Nangong and Nangong. After all, the people who gathered the Phoenix clan to stand on the edge of the wind would be regarded as a thorn in the flesh by the Beast Gate, and they would kill them quickly. On the other side, the 4 of Yunwu flew all the way to a place of hiding under the leadership of Yunwu. "Most of the people your friend saved were from the valley. I think he must have gone there. Let's go to the valley first, take all the clansmen with us, and then gather them in the underground palace." Fengwing explains to Yunwu while flying. Underground palace? Cloud Dance picked eyebrow. When did Phoenix clan have underground palace? It's temporary for hiding. It's my former hiding place. Fengwing's face turned red. It's not an underground palace. It's just an underground residence. It's said that the palace is too exaggerated. In the past, the noble Phoenix people lived in the valley, and now they lived in the valley and underground. It was dark. Thinking of this, Fengwing felt that her hatred had drowned her again. The underground palace is the largest hiding place so far. Some of the experts left by chance are there, and there are many people with identity. If you want to gather all the people, you should take it as a stronghold. And the underground palace is in a primeval forest, where few people come to it. It's the best way to avoid the Beast Gate. Cloud Dance nodded, did not expect that the Phoenix family should have such a vision. It is a 100-legged insect, dead but not stiff. Presumably, even without her appearance, resistance is sooner or later, but her appearance makes this resistance ahead of time, and the probability of success is also increased. Several people no longer speak, all the way to the valley. Finally, soon after, it reached the valley. Fengwing looked at a chaotic valley, which was obviously the scene after the battle. If the small-scale battle could not reach this point, did the people of the Beast Gate come? Fengwing realized this and could not help shaking her whole body. The people who live in this valley are ordinary people, and their strength is not strong. If the people of the 10,000 Beast sect really come here, I'm afraid it's a lot of bad luck. Cloud Dance frowned, always feel the air has the taste of Shangguan. She doesn't worry. There are those 2 people. As long as the Beast Gate doesn't have a strong hand, there's nothing to do with them. Let's go and have a look. Cloud Dance said, directly toward the depths of the valley fly, behind a few people in a hurry to catch up. After the previous battle, the people guarding the entrance no longer dare to report casually. Seeing Yunwu with Feng Huangve, they couldn't make up their mind for a moment, so they flew to the valley. So when Yunwu arrived at the place where they lived, they didn't receive any notice at all. Naturally, they didn't know the arrival of Yunwu and others. A large number of people crowded in the residence. The people who were rescued before lived door to door. People came and went, and there were people carrying things in and out of every house. There is no time to deal with the appearance of Yunwu. Come on, there's a seriously injured man over there. Go and see him first. The team leader directly started to deal with the injuries of these people and arranged the people in charge of treatment for them. They were very busy. You guys, go over there and help. There are not enough people there. See Cloud dance. 4 people stand there to have nothing to do, break in the crowd of people come and go for conspicuous, then the leader also does not raise the head of point to them to say. Cloud dance. 4 corners of the mouth smoked to smoke. Emotion. This is to regard them as small soldier to make? So a few people are tacit understanding of standing still, no one spoke, waiting to be found. What's the matter? Why are you still standing here? The team leader finally got impatient and stood up to scold several people. As a result, his eyes were fixed on Feng Huangve. Feng Saint. Although Feng Huangve had given birth to a small stink before, it was once shameful for her people. However, at this time, the Phoenix family has been fragmented, and the only Phoenix family can count on is the Phoenix daughter of the Beast family, that is, the Saint daughter of the Phoenix family. For a moment, the expression on the leader's face was so colorful that she couldn't believe it. What? Not even her own Saint Meng Bai stands beside Feng Huangve and says with a smile. But he pricked up his ears to hear the conversation of people nearby. He knew what was going on here for a long time. When he saw the leader, he couldn't help laughing. Meng Bai's words embarrassed him for a while. He made a mistake before, so when he just met a few people, it didn't change like last time. It's just a bit embarrassing to be taken out now. Joking. The leader laughed awkwardly and said, "Please sit inside." A few people follow the leader into the temporary building of the house. The leader will Feng Huangve invited to the seat, but Feng Huangve made an invitation to the Cloud. "My benefactors, please have a seat." Feng Huangve's attitude is extremely respectful, but in the eyes of the leader, it is very inappropriate. The saints of our own race are always noble. When did they show such respect to others? On the spot, he wanted to stop the saint, but he was interrupted by Feng Huangve's next words. "It will take some help to defeat the Beast Gate. Some of them are benefactors of many people of our Phoenix clan. I should treat them with courtesy." Feng Huangve is willing to cut off say, don't put on airs, say out of words and compound saint's identity. Even the leader also can't refute her words. Cloud Dance can't help but look at her one eye. This woman a return to their own position to know what to do. She needs to use the name of saint to summon the people. If she kowtows to human beings again, her appeal will be reduced. Pretty smart. Cloud Dance in the heart gave her evaluation, then began to say, "The saint is polite, don't stick to these, sit at will." With Cloud Dance, other people are no longer entangled. They find a place at will and begin to discuss business. Shengguan, do they have whereabouts? Cloud Dance takes the lead. But she knew what these people had done, and she beat her people away. According to the temperament of Shengguan, I'm afraid these people will suffer in the future. The leader blushed and said, "Not yet, but I've sent someone to look for it. Because I was worried about the Beast Gate, so I didn't let too many people go. Those who want to send out should be coming back soon." Yunwu nodded and stopped talking. "How much fighting power is there in the valley now?" Feng Huangnu asked. Huishengnu, most of the people in the valley are old, children, women and children. There are about 200 people with combat effectiveness, plus the people who have just returned, about 400 people. The leader replied respectfully. He is in charge of the valley these days. Naturally, he knows all these things. Feng Huangve nodded and said, "When can the wounded recover?" Some minor injuries can be cured in 2 days, while those with serious injuries will have to wait more days. Yunwu frowned. He didn't expect that he would be seriously injured in prison. It seems that the means of those people in the Beast Gate are appalling. Let's wait for those slightly injured people to recover and take them all to the underground palace. Feng Wengne said with a firm voice, "We will have a big fight with the Beast Gate, led by me, and our guardian beast will accompany us. Ask those clansmen if they are willing to help and kill the Beast Gate." The leader's eyes flashed a touch of excitement, quickly stood up from the position, knelt down in front of Feng Wengne, and said excitedly, "I will obey the order of the saint. We've been waiting for this day. I'll go and tell you to go down now." After that, he quickly stood up and went out in a hurry. It seemed that he was too excited to fall. Newspaper. There was a rush of voices. Sitting in the seat of Feng Huang's eyebrow pick, ordered, "Come in." Then, 3 figures approached the house. "Saint? It seems that I didn't expect that the person in the room would be a saint." At this time, the 3 people were stunned, and then there was a burst of ecstasy. The Virgin is back? So what's said outside is true? Are we really going to fight the Beast Gate? The excited words were almost incoherent. But Cloud Dance directly captures the content of the words. "What are you talking about outside?" Cold voice sounded, with deliberate cold, directly reminded the 3 people that now is not the time to be excited. The 3 men found that there were still 3 people sitting on the side. Human? 3 people alone hurriedly stopped a mouth. "It doesn't matter, just say it." Phoenix female apologetically looked at Cloud Dance one eye. "Command away." With the command of the saint, the 3 men then said, "Go back to the saint." It said that the saint is going to call the rest of the Phoenix people to fight against the Beast Gate. At the same time, the guardian beast will also appear to lead us. Said here, the 3 people excited again. "Saint, is this true? Can we go home?" Feng Huang the Lung, always dignified face showed a smile, affirmative said, "Yes." "Great. We can go home. We will win." With the presence of the saint, even the guardian animals of our family have come out, and they will surely bless our Phoenix family. We will be able to defeat the Beast Gate. The 3 people said excitedly, as if they had been in an emotional state since they saw the saint. It seemed that they would not stop for 3 days and 3 nights. Cloud Dance frowned. "These people just focus on excitement, even a business do not do it? Did your seeker find it?" The cold voice sounded, with infinite prestige. These Phoenix people are used to being noble. They sit beside them for so long. They are so excited that they let them go out to look for people. The results are all behind them. When they came in, Yunwu knew that they were the 3 people sent out by the leader, but now it seems that they didn't take this order seriously. Cloud Dance squints her eyes and looks at them dangerously. 3 people can't help but have a shiver, saw Cloud Dance one eye then quickly shrink back to go. However, even if Yunwu treated them like this, Feng Huang on the first seat didn't feel that the guests were too noisy to dominate. Instead, she acquiesced. Only then did the 3 know that the identity of Yunwu's several people was unusual. They should be in a group with the people they were looking for. Found it. One of the 3 said quickly, "But they don't want to come back with us. They say they want to find friends or something. We heard about the gathering of the saints, and they also heard about it. They asked us where our underground palace was. After we said that, they left." Yunwu frowned. It seemed that she was still a little late. Now that the news of gathering the clansmen has been released, they must have been in the underground palace. Let the leader here take people directly to the underground palace. Let's go first. Cloud Dance turns ahead to see the Feng Huang female, crisp and neat of say. Feng Huang nodded and distributed the order to the 3 people below. They were surprised to see their saint listen to others, but they didn't look like the Beast Gate, so they went out. Several people no longer wait, directly stood up and walked out. Deep in a lush forest, in front of a small hole stood Shangguan and Sitalan. "Are you sure it's here?" Shangguan asked with difficulty. "Such a small hole in front of me looks like a dog hole." But Situ said that this was the biggest hiding place of the Phoenix clan so far. How could he believe that? "Are you going to drill a dog's hole?" "I'm not sure." That's what the 3 said. At that time, he saw that they were Phoenix people, so he arrested them and asked, "Is it because they are human beings that they deliberately give the wrong information?" Think of here, C2 Land's face is black. Come down. Where should I ask now? Where you ask, you go down first. Shangguan said very unkindly. It looks like a dog hole. He doesn't drill it. Situ Land stares at him. When he asked the way, he was asked to go. Now what happened? When he's a bully, right? No drilling. Situ Land's temper also came up, leaving such a sentence and turning away. I don't go away. If you don't drill, you won't drill. Where can we go to find other places when you leave? Shangguan saw that Situ Lan was anxious and quickly followed him. Although this place looks like a dog hole, maybe it's really the hiding place of the Phoenix clan? You think, they are all bereaved dogs now, can they still build palaces in a big way? Underground palace, it must be underground. Don't go. Where are you going? Shangguan followed him for a long time, but Situ Lan never looked back. If you want to drill, you can drill. You asked me to go, you said it was like a dog hole, now you let me go first? You're really very economical, Situ Lan said as he walked faster and faster. He didn't know where he had gone. Anyway, it's all virgin forest. It's the same everywhere. I'm just joking. Don't take it so seriously. If you don't drill, don't drill. Let's look for other places. You are an old man. If you are angry, you will be angry. Do you want me to coax you? Shangguan said helplessly after him. Situ Lan's steps stopped fiercely. Shangguan was unprepared and ran into his back. Wow, it hurts. Shangguan quickly covered his nose, which was so red that he didn't forget to complain. Why did you stop all of a sudden? I said a word to coax you. You are stimulated? You. Shoo. Situ Lan made a silent gesture and said softly, "Listen." Shangguan was stunned. As expected, he pricked up his ears. The sound of wind and birds in the primeval forest, all kinds of voices mixed together. However, at this time, there is a more aware of the rate of sound. Shangguan looked at each other, nodded at the same time, and then went directly to a tall tree nearby. Standing high and looking far away, their figures are hidden in the lush leaves, looking towards the direction of the sound. Not far away, there were nearly 10 figures searching in the jungle. Behind them, a man in black stood up and looked at them leisurely. From time to time, someone ran back to report to him. Beast Gate. Shangguan and his wife looked at each other and were shocked in each other's eyes. The forest is extremely remote and the vegetation is quite lush, so few people come here at ordinary times. For those Phoenix people, this is the best hiding place. But at present, this hiding place is useless. Look first. Situ Lan held his breath and said softly to Shangguan. In case these people are not looking for the Phoenix clan, they will expose their traces if they make a rash move. It's better to first see what they are doing and then decide whether to make a move. Tell the Dharma protector that we have inspected the place and have not found the entrance. After a tour, a beast man ran to the black-robed man and said respectfully. Shangguan and their pupils suddenly contracted. I'm really looking for the underground palace. The black-robed man frowned and said in a cold voice, How can it be? This is the place. That's right. You can look for it more carefully. The man couldn't ring the black-robed man, so he had to take orders and continue to look for him. Yes. Protect the law, Dharma protector. Do you think it's false news? One went to the man in black and asked in a deep voice. False news? The black-robed man's face was even heavier. I don't think so. The day before yesterday, they made a big noise at the mountain gate, and then they left. The imprisoned Fenghuang people looked like they were going to revolt. If you want to revolt, you must first gather the exiled people, so the message from there should be right. Over there? Situ Lan frowned. Did someone send a message to the people of the beast sect? What the Dharma protector said is that the news of summoning the people is true, but is the location of the underground palace false. If that's the case, we've worked hard here to find out, and maybe we've left them enough time. The man's words are not enough, but the meaning is clear. To divert the tiger from the mountain? The black-robed Dharma protector narrowed his eyes dangerously. It's impossible. I treat that man well. All the information he gives me must be true. If you cheat me, he will not come to a good end. Dharma protector, who is the messenger? The man continued. The two of them were listening in the tree. Don't ask what you shouldn't ask. The Dharma protector gave a cold drink and looked at the person who asked his question coldly. Yes, the lesson of protecting the law is, I'm going to keep looking for the entrance. After that, the man quickly saluted, turned and left. Shangguan and Sitalan looked at each other and saw the word pity in each other's eyes. They could not help sighing and shaking their heads. It's still a little far from the entrance of the underground palace. Sitalan has just gone a long way. If these people only check around here, I'm afraid they can't find anything. They won't come back in the future. This thought came out of their hearts, and they decided to remain silent. If they leave now, if they really go to the underground palace, they will kill as soon as possible. Maybe they can find out the traitor. The Phoenix clan has come to such an end that there are still people going to deliver messages to the Beast Gate. If you know who that person is, you can't bear the anger of the clan alone. Dharma protector, there is no one here. Dharma protector, there is no Dharma protector here either. Dharma protector, this side is also. Again and again, the final result is the same. Even if the black-robed Dharma protector said again and again, look carefully, still cannot find half the entrance. The black-robed Dharma protector's face became darker. Why not? Did you really look for it? Is an entrance so hard to find? The people who went out to inspect had a bitter face. How could it be easy to find a small entrance to such a big forest under such a luxuriant vegetation? But he didn't dare to say it. Dharma protector, why don't we find another place? After all, the forest is so big. Maybe it's somewhere else? The black-robed Dharma protector's eyes flashed. He seemed to think that what he said was reasonable. If he looked here, he might not be able to find it, so he nodded. Shangguan, two people can't help but breathe a sigh of relief. But the next moment, the black-robed Dharma protector pointed to the entrance of the underground palace and ordered, "Go to that place to look for it." Yes, they took orders, and then moved slowly towards the direction pointed by the black-robed Dharma protector. Shangguan, two people in the heart shout bad. Shangguan Si will go up, but forcefully by Situ Lan stopped. Take it easy. Shangguan read these words from Situ Lan's eyes. After all, there is still a distance between there and here. If you can't find it, it's better. If you find it, it's not too late to kill them. What's more, they didn't go into the dog hole to see it. They didn't know if it was an underground palace. As time went by, Shangguan only felt that this period of time was like many years of suffering. But Situ Lan always held his hand and didn't let him move. No matter how anxious he was, it was useless. The black-robed Dharma protector followed a few people to move toward that side little by little, and the Shangguan also took advantage of their carelessness and used the cover of the wind to follow up quietly. Found it. The entrance is here, Dharma protector. I found it. An excited voice sounded, and the direction of the voice was the direction of the dog hole. Shangguan's face was cold, and they flew to the other side quickly. Now that we have found out, we have to let them never come back. What? Did you find it? The black-robed Dharma protector was shocked all over, and his face was full of joy. He ran to that side in a hurry. Protect the law. I found it. It's here. Find the beast man and run to the black-robed Dharma protector excitedly. However, the Dharma protector said that those who have found it will be greatly rewarded. Now that he has found it, isn't the reward in front of him? But just ran 2 steps, 2 fast-flying figures into the line of sight. That person alone did not respond to what is the situation, just in front of a flower, a cold flash, the next second consciousness suddenly blurred, and finally fell powerless. Until the moment when he completely lost consciousness, he didn't understand why he died like this. It was clear that the last second was so close to reward. Shangguan hit successfully, no longer love war, and Sidu too quickly back to the tree, quickly covered up their own breath. What about people? Who said the entrance was found? The black-robed Dharma protector finally arrived here. But he didn't find anything. The tall vegetation around him covered everything up. He didn't even see his own shadow. The black-robed Dharma protector was worried and yelled. The sound of xie xie rang out, and the other members of the beast sect also heard the news. They rushed to this side to see which lucky guy found the entrance. The eyes of the black-robed Dharma protector moved around the crowd and finally asked, "Who among you has found the entrance? Why don't you take me?" They all looked at each other, but they didn't know who had found it. They all felt that the man was lucky and wanted to know who it was, but found that everyone's reaction is the same as their own. Looking for that person, people cannot help but lung. The black-robed Dharma protector's face was a little more heavy. "Who is it?" The roar resounded through the sky and the earth, and the people quickly knelt down. Protect the law and calm down. The tall shrubs covered their bodies. If they stood, they could still see the human figure. But when they knelt down, almost the whole figure could not be seen. They could only barely see a little shadow from the gap of the vegetation. The black-robed Dharma protector trembled in his heart. Has the man been captured? After thinking about this, the black-robed Dharma protector remembered to count the number of people. After a glance, he found that one less person had been sent out. The black-robed Dharma protector's eyebrows jumped, and he had a bad premonition in his heart. "Go. Give me a good look around. There is no less that person. Report to me when you find it." Yes, the crowd took orders and dispersed again. Shengguan looked at each other and nodded to each other. The next second, they separated directly and chased the scattered people. The strength of both men is much higher than that of the black-robed Dharma protector. At this time, they don't worry about being found. What's more, it's mostly a sneak attack to deal with those beasts. They can't even use magic. They can't be found. As a result, the people who were sent out fell one by one, and the bodies were covered by tall shrubs. 2 people calculate, wait for all to solve again to deal with the corpse. What's the matter? Haven't you found it yet? The black-robed Dharma protector stood in the same place and waited for a long time, but the damned one sent by himself didn't come back. He didn't even have any news, so he was very angry. These people are not lazy because they have been looking for too long, are they? It seems that we have to train them when we go back. He made up his mind. The black-robed Dharma protector was in a worse mood. He could not help roaring. But after shouting, the black-robed Dharma protector realized that something was wrong. The surrounding environment is too quiet, not quiet without any sound, but quiet without popularity. Except for the wind and the occasional birdsong, there was no other sound. Those people would come across something when they went out for inspection. At least there would be the sound of walking and the sound of knowing, but now there were none. Is it too far? The black-robed Dharma protector couldn't believe his guess, so he had to comfort himself with this excuse. What about people? Where have they all gone? The black-robed Dharma protector cried again. But there was still no one to answer him. He was faced with a very quiet environment, even no echo. The black-robed Dharma protector was inexplicably afraid. Did he encounter something terrible? How could it all disappear without a sound? No matter what you are, if you provoke tens of thousands of beasts, there will be no good end. So the black-robed Dharma protector decided to look for it himself. Just now, the direction of those people was arranged by him. Now it's convenient to find them. If you choose a direction at will, you can find them. Shengguan had just finished the last one, and they were going to go back to finish the black-robed Dharma protector, when they found that the man had come in their direction. Too late to clean up the body, Shengguan directly wanted to hide, but was once again pulled by Situ Lan. He solved directly. By the way, who's the one who told him? After that, he stood in place and waited for the black-robed Dharma protector to find them. Shengguan was stunned, then he understood the meaning of Situ Lan, and sat down to have a rest. Although this way of assassination makes him feel like a hunter, he still likes to fight head-on. The strength is not inferior to the black-robed Dharma protector. Why do you have to be so careful? But Situ Lanfei said that this team must not be the only one patrolling. Maybe there are other places, and even the whole forest has been manned. The identity of the black-robed Dharma protector is not high. If there are experts in other places, they will be in great trouble. The black-robed Dharma protector was trying to find out where all the people he sent out had gone. Suddenly, he saw a figure in the empty forest just now. Sidhu Lan just stood in front of him and looked at him, but he didn't see it because he kept his head down, even didn't notice the breath. The black-robed Dharma protector's eyelids jumped. At the moment, he judged that the strength of the man in front of him was much better than that of himself. He was not his opponent at all. It was possible that those who disappeared were dealt with by him. Thinking of this, the black-robed Dharma protector has the impulse to run away. He is just a branch of a branch, a small protector, or a briber. His strength is not strong at all. Isn't it a dead end to meet such a person? Who are you? Why are you here? The black-robed Dharma protector knew that the one who came was not good, but now he could only look like a strong man on the outside, and said coldly to Sidhu Lan, "How can a dandy boy appear in the primeval forest?" Sidhu Lan didn't answer. After listening to his words, he said with a smile, "Are you looking for your men?" The black-robed Dharma protector's eyelids jumped again. He really solved it. "You did it?" The black-robed Dharma protector asked in a cold voice. He thought about why they had to do it. He soon thought that this was the entrance. "You found it yourself?" "Guess what?" Sidhu Lan spread his hands and said with a smile. The black-robed Dharma protector's face turned black. You, word just export, haven't had time to say the second half sentence. Sidhu Lan's figure suddenly move fast toward the black-robed Dharma protector attack. The speed is as fast as a bolt. The black-robed Dharma protector is not good. This man's speed is so fast. No wonder so many people are planted in his hands. At the moment, he quickly retreated to avoid the attack. Sidhu Lan originally just wanted to scare him, so as to facilitate the later investigation. So the speed did not reach the extreme. At this time, to see him hide in the past is no exception. Urgent second move attack came up. In order to prevent others from discovering the fighting here, Sidhu Lan's fighting was a close combat. The action only caused the hoo-hoo wind, and there was no element fluctuation. But even so, the black-robed Dharma protector was still in a panic. Too much. The suppressed black-robed Dharma protector was angry from his heart and was attacked by Sidhu Lan. Then the black light turned into a sharp sword and attacked Sidhu Lan. Sidhu Lan a flash, the black-robed Dharma protector while withdrawing a long distance, is a record of attack up, the mouth is still shouting, "Go to die." The black-robed Dharma protector throws out the attack on his hand. No matter whether he hits it or not, he turns around and runs. He seems to have a target and runs in the same direction all the time. As long as he goes out of the place where he patrols, goes to another place, and meets someone from another team, he will be saved. Think so, the foot runs more joyful. Sidhu Lan didn't step forward. When the attack was coming, he directly dodged and failed. Turning around, I found that the man was running happily. I looked at him sarcastically, but I didn't plan to chase him. The black-robed Dharma protector was pleasantly surprised. When no one came after him, a white figure appeared directly in front of him. The black-robed Dharma protector quickly stopped, and the attack from the opposite side had already arrived. Shangguan kicked on the chest of the black-robed Dharma protector, and directly kicked him back to Sidhu Lan's direction like kicking a ball. An arc passed in the air, and the black-robed Dharma protector fell heavily on the ground. Cough cough. Is kicking the chest that foot, although similarly is the brute force, but kicks is the heart. The body was fragile. Being kicked, the black-robed Dharma protector vomited a few mouthfuls of blood directly. So cruel. Sidhu Lan looked at the appearance of the black-robed Dharma protector, pretended to shake, and said, "Tut tut," to the Shangguan. Shangguan glanced at him. "Aren't you cruel? Then you beat him so hard." Sidhu Lan didn't speak anymore. They came forward to say that the black-robed Dharma protector was surrounded in the middle, and they couldn't fly. "You, who is it?" This branch of black-robed Dharma protector has never seen Yunwu and Shangguan before. He just thinks that he is too lucky to be caught when he comes out. It doesn't matter who we are. The important thing is that I need to ask you a few questions. Sidhu Lan said. The black-robed Subdharma guard's eyes flashed and asked himself a question. Does that mean you still have a way to live? Why should I answer you? Yes. Can you let me go? Black robe points to protect the law to bargain for a change. The result just finished was directly kicked on the ground. Wow. How dare you bargain at this time? Do you still have the right to bargain? Bargain with me? Tired of living? Shangguan stepped on the black-robed Subdharma protector and said fiercely, Well, well. The head of the black-robed Dharma guard was buried on the ground. Thick plant close to the body, and some of the top there are small serrations, thorn his face itchy, but cannot scratch, pain and itching very uncomfortable, can only reluctantly make a woo-woo sound to show his discomfort. The Shangguan snorted, took down his feet, grabbed the back collar of the black-robed Subdharma guard, glared at him and said, I tell you, you can say whatever I ask you. If you don't, I'll make you want to die. Do you hear me? The black-robed Subdharma protector hummed twice, saying that he heard it, but he was not willing to admit defeat. It's another straight kick, right in the temple. The black robe points to protect a method to be directly kicked to fall to the ground, towards C2 Lan's direction to pour, in the brain a burst of tear headache. Shit. Where are you kicking? Almost hit me. Situ Lan flashed aside and looked at the black robe on the ground in disgust. Shangguan turned his mouth and ignored him. He glared at the black robe and said, I'll ask you again. Do you hear me? The black robe Subdharma guard was full of tears. They all said that they would beat people but not face. But this man kicks people in the face. No matter how bad it is, he also kicks people to the point. It's more shameful and violent than those tortures make complaints about everything, but on the face he can only respect him. I heard what I heard and what you said. I heard what? After getting such an answer, the attitude of the black-robed Subdharma protector was completely different from before. The Shangguan was satisfied with it. I ask you, how many of you are here this time? Are you the only ones to patrol, or are there others? Situ Lan was the first to ask. This. Hypofen Hu is hesitant. Do you want to tell them? If there are only a few of them, will they be unscrupulous in killing themselves? If there are others, will they still kill themselves? I feel like I have to be killed. As soon as the Shangguan saw the black-robed sub-protector, he hesitated again until he thought whether to cheat or not. He raised his foot and wanted to kick it in his face. Don't, I said everything. The black-robed Subdharma guard said quickly, looking at the direction of the Shangguan's raising his foot. He obviously wanted to kick his face. Say it. Shangguan put down his feet and glared at him. The black-robed Subdharma guard trembled and said, We have a lot of people here this time, and almost the whole forest is all over. Each team has 11 people, a leader responsible for an area, a total of 30 teams. Most of them are not strong, usually are 5 people only responsible for looking for the entrance to the underground palace. Seeing that Sidhu only asked a question, the Shangguan ordered everything. He nodded with satisfaction and said, Yes, yes. Black-robed Subdharma see Shangguan happy, suddenly as if to see a way out in general, no face no skin smile, a flattering look. Just with the evil and dark smell of him, I feel disobedient. I'll ask you again, is there a master in this operation? Situ Lan didn't have so many thoughts. Instead, he threw out the questions in his heart one by one. Air. I don't know what kind of master is he? He said. Situ Lan frowned and said, Tell me what you think of as an expert. This time, my strength is the weakest among the team leaders. At this point, the black-robe division Dharma is a little embarrassed. The strongest one should be better than the two. That's the number 1 Dharma protector in our platoon. Situ Lan looked at each other and frowned. It's just the patrol work that sent out the experts. Is it to take the opportunity to wipe out the underground palace? The man you're talking about who sent you the message, who is it? Shangguan suddenly thought of this question and asked. He has long wanted to ask, but Situ Lan has been inquiring about the enemy. He is not good to interrupt. Now see, Situ Lan asked. He finally said the words. I don't know. The black robe points to protect the law weak of say, seem to be afraid oneself. This word say to want to be kicked face again. Sure enough, as soon as he finished, he saw Shangguan frowning, and his feet were about to be lifted up. The black-robed Subdharma protector said, "Really? I really don't know who he is, because I haven't seen him either. It's him who informs me secretly." Shangguan looked at him in disbelief and seemed to want to ask again. All right. Situ Lan stopped him. "We don't have to ask any more. It seems that what he said is true." Shangguan frowned and didn't understand why Situ Lan suddenly helped him speak. But looking up at Situ Lan, he saw a touch of cunning in his eyes, so he swallowed his words. "I have answered all my questions. Do you have anything else to ask?" The black robe points to protect the law. Weak ask away. "No more," Situ Lan said casually. The black-robed Subdharma guard looked at them expectantly. "Can I leave then?" "Leave?" Situ Lan said thoughtfully. "No, let you go back. Don't you let you contact the traitor again? Since you can't tell me what you asked, you're useless." "Shangguan, why don't you just kill me?" Shangguan nodded and said, "Okay, then kill it directly." After that, the light on his hand flashed, and he just wanted to do it. No. I still have value, and I have nothing to say." The black-robed Subdharma protector yelled, but the cold touch had reached his neck, which scared him to move immediately. "Oh, what else did you say?" "Well, you can tell me," Shangguan asked with a smile, looking harmless. But his eyes were extremely cold. In the eyes of the black-robed Dharma guard, he felt that this man was a devil. At the moment, the black-robed Subdharma protector could not help shaking. How did he provoke this man? The messenger is always by my side. He went to the entrance just now, but he didn't come back. Maybe he was killed by you. Shangguan and his wife were stunned. They just killed those people. They didn't feel that something was wrong. How could they kill them? That person seems to be a phoenix. I don't know why he came to me, and he always haunted me. I don't know what his identity is in the Phoenix family this time. He went to look for information everywhere. When he learned that there was an entrance here, he came to me to look for it together. The black-robed Subdharma honestly entertained everything he knew. Phoenix? Shangguan were more puzzled. When they killed those people, they didn't think too much about it, but they certainly didn't kill the Phoenix people. Is Mist one? Shangguan and Situ Lan thought of this at the same time, raised their heads fiercely, and saw the dignified in each other's eyes. If you let that person escape, I'm afraid the entrance will be found. They have no doubt that the people of the Phoenix clan will betray the Phoenix clan and take refuge in the Beast Gate. After all, the current Phoenix clan is like a bereaved dog. At the peak of the Phoenix clan thousands of years ago, the priests were able to betray the Phoenix clan and help the Dark Beast. Now in this situation, there are only a few people who are afraid to go to the Beast Gate. Aware of this, both of them look very bad. The black-robed Subdharma guard saw that he had finished this, but the other side had no voice for a long time. He also knew that they were shocked, so he waited for them with peace of mind. But after waiting for a long time, I didn't wait for anything. Finally, I couldn't help but ask that I've answered all the questions. Can I go now? Shangguan gave him a cold look, which was totally different from Shangguan, who was so irascible and didn't care about his image. Seeing this, he sneered, "Go? Of course, I can give you a ride." The black-robed Subdharma protector was stunned and said, No, I'll go by myself." Haha. Then he got up from the ground and wanted to leave. As soon as he stood up, the palm of his hand turned and a silver light appeared in his palm. Then he moved quickly. He felt a flower in front of his eyes, and then he fell down. After solving the last problem, Shangguan clapped his hands and did not look at it, as if he had not killed him just now. Now what? That man will certainly report. Shangguan frowned and asked, "It's disgusting." I missed one. Situ Lan's face was also calm. That man's mind was unfathomable. In that case, he could escape. Obviously, he found us. For the sake of today's plan, we must go to the underground palace as soon as possible, tell them the news, and then discuss the countermeasures together. Either we should prepare for the confrontation in advance, or we should move out as soon as possible. Move out? Easy to say. So many people, at this time, here was watched by the people of the Beast Gate, how to move out quietly. Is it the only way to fight? What if you blow up that entrance? How about a new entrance? Shangguan's eyes lit up and suddenly thought of this. Situ Lan looked at Shangguan helplessly, and suddenly felt that his IQ was so low. What those people are looking for is just an entrance? They're looking for the underground palace, okay? What's the use of changing the entrance? As long as the underground palace is still there, it will be found sooner or later. Shangguan thought that what Situ Lan said was reasonable. Why did he suddenly become stupid? Of course, he won't admit it himself. Come on, go back first and tell them the news. I don't think the 10,000 Beast Gate is like a massive attack, and I don't know that they and we are both here, so it's difficult to swallow the underground palace of the Phoenix clan. Situ Lan's words finally played a consoling role. Shangguan nodded and said nothing more. Then they flew to the underground palace. This time, in the face of two people hesitated for a long time, Dog Hole no longer hesitated, one before another after the drill-in. Originally, I thought it was just a dog's hole, and the access to it must be very difficult. But when I went in, I found that the passageway inside was large enough for two people to walk side by side. It looked like a cave inhabited by ordinary warcraft. There was nothing unusual about it. Shangguan almost thought that they were wrong. Go ahead and have a look, said Situ Lan, taking the lead to go inside. After walking all the way in, we finally arrive at a round cave, in which there are some nests made of hay branches. Is this just a nest? Are we really wrong? Shangguan looked at this place with a confused face. Emotion just wasted so much energy, just in order not to let them find the Cave of Warcraft? Situ Lan didn't speak. He went in and looked around, but he didn't find anything. It was revealed everywhere that this was a temporary nest made by Warcraft in order to hatch its offspring. Is it really wrong? Situ Lan frowned and said in a low voice. The sight turns around the cave again, but nothing is found. It looks like a mistake. Let's go. Situ Lan said, let's go to other places. With that, they turned and walked out. After drilling the dog hole, he found that he was white again. He had a big secret of the spy in his heart. He couldn't laugh. Compared with just coming here, he was in two moods. Situ Lan meditated all the way, not knowing what he was thinking. Suddenly, the step that is going out stops fiercely. Situ Lan grabbed the Shangguan beside him. Wait a minute. Ah. Shangguan was unprepared and nearly fell to the ground. What are you doing? Suddenly pull me. Situ Lan directly ignored Shangguan's attitude and said in a hurry, let's go back and have a look. I seem to know where else I haven't seen. After that, regardless of whether the Shangguan agreed or not, he directly dragged him back. What do you find? Didn't you see all the poisons just now? What do you think? Shangguan was dragged all the way, mumbling, oh, you slow down, that cave can't run. It was dark in the passage, but Situ Lan was not affected at all. He kept walking forward, and he didn't answer whatever the Shangguan said behind him. He looks unpredictable. Finally, they went back to the cave again, and Situ Lan released Shangguan's hand. What's wrong with you? As soon as the hand was released, the Shangguan glared and roared. He was red on his wrist, and now he was rubbing his mouth. But Situ Lan didn't pay any attention to him at all. He hurried forward to the temporary nest made of branches and hay and stared at it with burning eyes. With a wave of his hand, the nest was lifted directly, revealing a flat land below, which was plain. Shangguan then understood what Situ Lan wanted to do. He came forward to have a look, but he didn't find anything. Nothing. The tone was rather schadenfreude. Situ Lan gave him a white look and went forward to touch the ground with his hand. Suddenly he touched a bulge. When Situ Lan pressed his hand, the cave was full of light. There was a surprise in Situ Lan's eyes. Found it? Shangguan said in surprise. I saw the light blooming, just placed in the hay nest. A circular array slowly emerged. They looked at each other and went up together. The round array was a transmission array. Soon after they stood up, they felt a sense of vertigo, and then they came back. A moment later, when the two figures appeared again, they came to a strange place. As soon as they appeared, they felt that several eyes were shooting at them, full of vigilance. When the light dissipated, it was found that there were dozens of guards next to the transmission array, looking at this side with weapons on their faces. Shangguan and the guards looked at each other. Human. The head of the other party came over and looked at them. It was not clear whether they were friendly or not. After all, the Phoenix people didn't like human beings. In the past, I was afraid that I would fight directly when I saw human beings, but I don't know why. Although I'm not happy, I still try my best to show my friendliness. Well, Situ Lan nodded and said, "Can there be two human beings here? One is Nangong, the other is Chi Yesi?" Yes. The guard looked them up and down, and could not help but ask, "Are you Situ Lan and the superior?" As soon as the Shangguan heard that the other party was able to call his name taboo, he grinned and went forward directly regardless of the dislike in the other party's eyes. Happily said, "So you have heard our name? Did they tell you to wait for us here? I can tell you that we have something important to tell your boss this time." Shangguan. Seeing Shangguan here, he almost relaxed his vigilance. Although he knew he would not tell the secret, he was still a little frightened. Situ Lan quickly stopped him. The guard was puzzled by Shangguan's pass and looked at them helplessly. Fortunately, at this time, Situ Lan came out, looking like an elegant young man, and said to the guard, "I'm sorry, he's always abnormal. Take us to Nangong first." "Who do you think is abnormal?" Shangguan stare, Situ Lan directly ignored him. Then the two men went to the deep under the guidance of the guard. This seems to be a very deep underground palace. The reason why we conclude this is that all the lighting here is equipped, not the sun in the sky. Situ Lan looked up and didn't see the sky. The underground palace is more like an underground site. There is no grand palace, but a large space in the deep underground, in which several places for living are built, just like a slum, crowded and messy. Has the Phoenix family been reduced to this level now? Shangguan was shocked to see what he saw along the way. They have been hiding here for half a year, and the physical wounds caused by the original disaster have healed. But everyone's heart has hatred, so Big Phoenix family, now unexpectedly only this shelter, how can not hate? It seems that after hearing the words of Shangguan, the man who led the way for them turned around and said, "Those hateful beasts, if I have a chance, I will break them to pieces." Shangguan, two people look at each other, can't help but silence down. They can understand the hatred that is almost equivalent to extermination. Now Phoenix has become like this, but we have not given up. As the guide walked forward, he said to them, "This place is not big, but it was even smaller when it was just established. Even under such circumstances, we also set aside a place for cultivation, waiting for one day to go out and fight them to the death." Shangguan and his wife were shocked by this. Even if they are reduced to the present situation, they don't want to escape. Instead, they are willing to muddle along and seek revenge. They can't help but change their impression of the Phoenix family. Several people walked all the way to the depth, and finally stopped at a place slightly larger than other houses. "Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, please wait a moment." Then the man went in. Shangguan and his wife are helpless when they look at the situation around them. It's quite different from the original Fengwangshan Palace. If you're not wrong, the house in front of you should be for Fengwengf. Now it's used to entertain Nangong and Nangong. I'm afraid it's just crowded out of each other. Near the houses are places where ordinary people live, with no boundaries. There is no resplendence, no complicated etiquette, there is just a time of adversity. Perhaps, after this time, the future Phoenix will be more united. That's what they both thought. Shangguan. Situ Lan. A moment later, the guide didn't come out. On the contrary, Nangong and Nangong came out. Looking at the people they hadn't seen for several days, they were a little happy. If you are always not so excited, but for many days in a row in the Phoenix suppressed atmosphere of life, at this time finally see their friends, cannot be excited? But Nangong and Chiyis are cold-tempered people. Even if they are happy, they will not be too happy. "Come on, let's go in." Several people went into the room and called several elders of the Phoenix family to come. It seemed that they wanted to say something important. Then they let all the people who didn't want to do it back out. Until then, Shangguan and Shangguan said all they knew. What did you say? Traitor within the clan? After listening to Shangguan's story, an elder directly stares at the table and stands up. No way! How can there be a traitor when the Phoenix clan and the people of the 10,000 Beast sect are already dead together? Elder Bai, sit down first. Don't be so excited. Another man quickly began to persuade, while also smiling to Shangguan and others to explain. Sorry, let you laugh, Bai Changlao always has a bad temper. Shangguan snorted and said, believe it or not, it's a matter of your family. We're not Phoenix. We don't have to worry about it. Will blame us if anything happens. Shangguan's words embarrassed everyone present. Now, if the Phoenix have a poor chance of winning against tens of thousands of beasts, it will be up to these humans. If they offend people now, they can't stand it. Shangguan's nature is careless. What he can't stand most is that these smelly Phoenix think they are noble and don't look at anyone. If it wasn't for Yunwu, he would be too lazy to intervene. Don't be angry, young Xia. He didn't mean it. It's just that we Phoenix have always been proud of ourselves. Even if we were caught by the Beast Gate and killed, we would not join them. Now it's said that it's really impossible for them to take refuge in other people for the sake of good clothes and good food. What's more, it's the Beast Gate that has a grudge against us. Another said with a smile. They think they are full of words, and their attitude is very polite. They all say that they don't smile, so they can't help it, can they? But it's a pity that Shangguan and Situlan are used to being at ease, and they don't like this, while Nangong and Silan are indifferent to everything. Therefore, the elder's words were not supported, but were ridiculed by the superior. Well, don't do that with me, old man. I don't care whether you believe it or not. Anyway, it's the life and death of the Phoenix clan. Don't believe it. Don't regret what happened because of that traitor. The faces of the people who said what Shangguan said were blue and white. Although they were not willing to believe what Shangguan said, they were not afraid of 10,000 just in case. If it is true, there will be inestimable consequences. I think we should let the traitors go now. Situlan said, what's important now is the teams outside looking for the entrance. After Situlan reminded them, they realized what the most urgent task was. If you don't want to go to war now, do it right away. The teleport array, if we can come in, then the people of the Beast Gate will also be able to come in. Xiao Wu and your saint don't know when they will be here. Now we are at war, do you think there's a chance of winning? Newspaper, the sound of guards' announcements sounded outside the door. Elder Bai frowned. What's the matter? Don't you say that we're in business now, so don't disturb us? The guard outside the door is clever. He knows that the elder is always irritable. Unexpectedly, he has got moldy. At the moment, he has to harden his head and report aloud, Elders, the saint is back. Shangguan's several people fiercely stood up from the position, so Xiaowu is back? What? Is the virgin back? White long old eyes a Leng. A palm clap on the table angrily said, such a big thing, how now to report? Anyone here? Have you come in, please? The guard thought he was wronged. He just reprimanded him for coming to report, but now he is too late to report. Elder Hui, I've got him in. I'm going this way. The subordinates came in first to report. The implication is that he didn't slack off. Should he be satisfied? However, it was not the elder's words that answered him, but the door suddenly opened, and several figures flying out in succession, with extremely fast speed. When the guard reacted, the figures had already gone out for a while and could not see clearly. Tell me about you. You didn't let us go to meet you in person. You are the only one to lead the way. Didn't you neglect the saint? Elder Bai came out from the inside and gave another admonition to the guard. He flew to the direction of the transmission array with other elders in a hurry, leaving the guard standing in the same place helplessly. Little 5. Little dance. 4 figures, shua, fall in front of Yunwu, looking at her with a happy face. You finally come back. Cloud Dance's face showed a smile. You all do well. There was a smile on their faces. Of course, there is nothing I can't do, and there is a surprise. Shengguan said with pride. He wanted to tell the traitor about it, but suddenly he remembered that the traitor was a member of the Phoenix clan. His honest words would be heard, and he swallowed them back. Saint, you are back. Several figures rushed to this side. Originally, they were slower than the four of Shengguan, and they arrived at this time later. In front of them, they went straight to Feng Huangve with excited faces. Seeing the elder of the clan whom she hadn't seen for a long time, Feng Huangve also gave a slight smile, and then changed her face. It's urgent. Let's go back first. Having said that, the party went to the meeting room one after another. This time, with the participation of Feng Huangve and Yunfei, there was no more quarrel. Yunfei analyzed the current situation in a few simple words. About tomorrow, the people in the valley will come, and the other strongholds will be almost the same. Feng Huangve said simply, on the way here, I saw many people from the Beast Gate. Although they escaped all the way, it seemed that they were looking for the underground palace. So we have to deal with it as soon as possible, or they will be in trouble if they find it here. After all, there are many women and children here. The elders nodded and told the story of the traitor. I believe it. Cloud Dance bowed his head and pondered for a moment, and first proposed, that Spy must not know the location of the underground palace, otherwise he would bring someone directly. In that case, don't worry for the time being. What do you mean? Feng Huangve turns her head and looks at Yunwu, hoping to get instructions from her. Otherwise, she really has no confidence in dealing with the Beast Gate. Cloud Dance mouth a hook way, since they can't wait to find us, then we take the initiative to appear, to fight with them. Don't forget, attack is the best defense. As soon as Shengguan and others see Yunwu's appearance, they know that she already has an idea. They can't help but make an appearance of listening attentively. Yunwu lowered her voice and explained her plan in detail. The light flickered, and then several figures appeared in the transmission array. Until the light dissipated, several people came out of it. Once again set foot on the land of the virgin forest, the figure of Cloud Dance all appeared. There are so many tasks. Yunwu decides not to keep them. The first battle against the Beast Gate is only allowed to win, not to lose. Go Cloud Dance a cold drink, the first start to fly towards somewhere in the forest. And a few other people who followed behind also spread out one after another, each found a direction to fly. All over the forest, the 10,000 beast men don't know that this game of hunting between hunters and their prey has officially started, and they are the targeted prey. In the silent forest, from time to time came the roar of beasts, mixed with the sound of wind and the sound of knowing rate walking in it. A bunch of rubbish. Still can't find it. A black robe angrily pointed at a group of people in front of him and scolded, How many days have you been looking for it? Can't even find an entrance? What else can you do? Dharma Protector, maybe there is no entrance at all in the place we share. A 10,000 beast door person says with a sad face. If you want to find an entrance to such a big forest, there must be only one team that can find it. Other teams are basically furnishings. The man in black also felt that what he said was reasonable, but he was worried, so he didn't have a good face on his face. How do you know that you're not here? I tell you it's right here. Keep looking. If you don't have one here, just go to the east. You have to find him for me. Yes, all the people are worried, but they just cheer up and slowly expand the search scope to the east. They dare not stop for a moment. But the man in black who scolded them directly found a comfortable place and sat on the soft grass. A bunch of rubbish. Murmuring and cursing, the black-robed man relaxed his vigilance, narrowed his eyes and began to rest. Yunwu looks at the person sitting under the tree and falls down from the tree, with a big black flame knife shining in his hand. Slowly close to the black-robed man, Cloud Dance figure quickly move, directly in front of the black-robed man. The man in black had no idea. A cold light flashed by. Yunwu wiped the big knife on his hand directly, and his hand rose and fell. A round head fell directly to the ground. Even when he fell, he still kept sleeping. Even the body sitting under the tree still didn't move. Quickly solved a person, Cloud Dance's eyebrows are not wrinkled, and then just toward the East Patrol people chase. As a result, many heads fell, and Yunwoo felt like a butcher. There are 50 teams in the whole forest. It has been a long time since Yunwoo killed all of them. Originally, I wanted to kill them one by one, but I thought that the 10,000 beasts would gather every day. If I killed them in this way, I would not be able to kill them in the evening, and I would scare the snake. To understand this, Yunwoo immediately decided to kill only the leaders. If you can destroy a master, you can destroy a master. Otherwise, when you fight, a master will be able to deal with countless enemies. After making the decision, the speed was much faster. Soon, Yunwoo killed 5 Dharma protectors in succession and cleaned up the corpses, so that those people would not find that their Dharma protectors were dead. The strength of these 5 people is also uneven, but one is stronger than the other until they meet the 6th Dharma protector. Black Flame Dagger attacks quickly. The attack that should have been cut on the Dharma protector's neck is blocked by a dark breath. Cloud Dance. The resident in the black robe looks at Yunwoo with a big knife. He once saw her in the Phoenix clan. He knows that this woman and her partner are very difficult to deal with. The key is that the patriarch wants to kill them all the time. I recognize her at the first sight when I see her again. Oh, I even know me. It seems that I have a great reputation in the Beast Gate, even a nobody knows. Cloud Dance carries a big knife and looks at the black-robed man in front of him happily. Just now, she can clearly feel that the strength of this person is different from the previous several. If you don't guess wrong, the strength of the Dharma protector sent this time can rank in the top 3. What a strong opponent Cloud Dance thought in the heart, a sense of war inexplicably don't inspire out. She likes challenge most at present. The more powerful her opponent is, the more she likes it. Nobody. As soon as the man in black robe heard Cloud Dance describe him like this, he was very angry. He is the 3rd Dharma protector in the Beast Gate. Who can't be polite to him? To Cloud Dance here has become a nobody? Arrogance. Then I will defeat you today. After that, the man in black robe was not polite. As soon as he turned his hand, a strange-looking weapon appeared in his hand. The weapon was wrapped with a black disgusting fog, as if it had a strong corrosive effect. Cloud Dance's eyes sank. Now the battle is not to disturb more people. So she didn't summon her own summoner. In fact, even if it wasn't because of this, she seldom used summoner. After all, her strength also needs to be improved. At this time, seeing the black fog on the black-robed man's weapon, and looking at his own ancient sword burning with black flame, Yunwoo can't help but wonder whose black is more powerful. Without the slightest hesitation, Yunwoo rushed up directly with a big knife on her shoulder, fighting close to her, but she was never afraid. The collision between weapons arouses bursts of fire and then disappears into the black. The black flame and the black fog entangle each other, and no one will let anyone. The black-robed man is a killer everywhere. He has no mercy in his hands. He knows how much he has done to kill this person. And Cloud Dance is also excited by the deadly move. 2 people fight very happy, but everywhere contains crisis. A careless can take the other party's life. Bang is the sound of weapon collision. Cloud figure quickly back, hair some scattered, forehead also has a fine sweat, but a pair of eyes are bright. If it's another time, I will definitely fight with you for a while, but now, I don't have so much time, so I won't accompany you. There are still some regrets when the cold voice of Cloud Dance comes. It's just that looking at the man in black is like looking at a dead man. The black-robed man was stunned. Is this woman still reserved? Cloud Dance seizes the chance of the black-robed man's stupefaction and takes back the black flame sword directly. With 2 hands turned, 2 fire elements appeared in the palm. Taking advantage of the empty space of fire elements, Yunwoo directly bullied the body and patted the black-robed man on the chest. The black robe was very surprised. He quickly took up his weapon and put it in front of his chest. The weapon with cold light was facing the clouds. The Clinker and Cloud dance seemed to have expected it for a long time. Instead of patting on the chest of the man in black robe, they turned over the head of the man in black robe with a somersault. At the moment of turning around, the palm of the hand was mercilessly patted on the back of the man in black robe, and the fire element on the palm also took the opportunity to slip in. The black-robed man turned and looked at Yunwoo in disbelief. It seemed that she could penetrate the fire element into her body. Yunwoo stood there quietly with a light hook on the corner of his mouth and said, "Pop," silently. The next second, the black-robed man only felt a bang on his chest. An explosion from his body completely made him unconscious, and then he fell to the ground with a thump. Cloud Dance looked at his reaction without any surprise, but suddenly thought of it. Now that she has broken through Wuzuan, one element is so powerful. If she integrates 2, 3, or even more elements together, wouldn't it be more powerful? With this idea, Cloud Dance instantly excited up, rushed to find the next target. Therefore, I didn't find that on a tree not far away. A figure watched her leave all the time before flying out of the forest. Evening. All the inspectors in the Warcraft forest returned to the edge of the forest. From time to time in the forest, they could see the fast-moving 10,000 beast men, but no one found the Cloud dancing people hidden in a tree. It doesn't look like they'll soon find someone ambushing them in the forest. Shangguan feels his chin thoughtfully. It's hard to start next time. But we have achieved a lot today. Among the 50 teams, more than half of the leaders and Dharma protectors were wiped out, and some ordinary disciples were also wiped out because they discovered their actions. Satisfied? Your request is too low. Situlan looked at Shangguan with disdain. Cloud Dance nest in the arms of Dragon Qing Evil, lazy to talk to them. Lazy said, "Tonight they will know our ambush plan, presumably tomorrow we'll send more experts." As soon as Shangguan heard Yunwoo speak, he was directly attracted to the past. Regardless of Situlan's disdain, he said excitedly, "What about the Jiapai experts? Come on, I'll kill one." Long Qingxia smiles and shakes his head. "You think too much. Little thing means we don't have to ambush tomorrow." No more? Shangguan, Situlan, and Mengbai were stunned at the same time. Yunwoo shrank into the dragon's evil arms with satisfaction. Sure enough, he could understand what he meant best. Tomorrow they will strengthen their vigilance and disperse their strength into the forest, so their local defense will be relatively reduced. Tomorrow we'll go to the stronghold. What did you say? In a camp outside the forest, countless 10,000 beast men set up camp in it. All the people sent out gathered in the evening, but they found that more than half of the teams lost their leaders. What's more, the whole team didn't come back. Hearing the news, a big Dharma protector stormed away on the spot. Looking at the trembling people kneeling on the ground below, he was not angry. "Take me at once." Yes, on a piece of open space, groups of 10,000 beast men stood neatly on it. In front of them stood more than a dozen Dharma protectors dressed in black. There were hundreds of people when they started in the early morning, and now there are only half of them. However, the front row of Dharma guards is not even half of them. When the Dharma protector came out with people, he just took a look and knew that they were right. The teams sent out were badly injured. Anger burned in the chest, as if to burn the whole person to half ashes. The deputy patriarch gave him this task: let him lead people to find the entrance of the underground palace, stop the resistance of the Phoenix family, and take the opportunity to attack the underground palace and capture the disabled party. But now, without finding their entrance to the underground palace, they already have such damage. If you let the deputy master know, I'm afraid it's hard for him to stay. Brother, the third one didn't come back. After looking for a long time, the second Dharma protector standing on one side finally spoke out the bad news. The big Dharma protector's eyelids jumped fiercely and asked in disbelief, "What did you say? The third didn't come back?" "Yes." The brow of the second Dharma protector frowned more tightly. He had to take the team to get involved himself. He was supposed to go out and play, but he didn't expect to come back now. With his team, there was only one person left. He said that he suddenly disappeared, and he didn't know why. The big Dharma protector's face was gloomy. Looking at the people who were cowering because of his appearance, he roared angrily, "Go to find the third Dharma protector." Live to see people, die to see corpses. Yes, there is someone under the command immediately, turn around and go to look for it. Don't go. The cold man's voice rang out, and then a figure came out. The 3 Dharma protectors are dead. Hiss. As soon as the man's words were finished, the scene was instantly quiet, and the sobs of all the people could be heard clearly. 3 Dharma guards are dead. That's the most powerful master here, besides the big Dharma protector and the second Dharma protector. How could he die like this? And like everyone else, death is silent. Although they had guessed the fate for a long time, when they heard the exact answer from the man, the 2 Dharma protectors couldn't stand it. Now they couldn't stand it. It was their own brothers. To die like this? At the moment, the Dharma protector directly looked at the man with a cold face and asked, "How do you know?" The man didn't fear like others because of the big Dharma protector's ugly face. Instead, he said faintly, "When he was killed, I was nearby. I just saw it. It was the humans who killed him." The truth came out. The Dharma protector only thought that he should have guessed that day. He didn't think of the scene of a riot at the gate of the mountain. The body has been disposed of. Even if we look for it, we can't find it. Instead of thinking about that, think about how to deal with them. It's not too late to kill them for revenge when the Phoenix clan has won it. Man's tone is always light, as if nothing can make him have extra emotional fluctuations. Cloud dance. The Dharma protector spits out the name in his heart, and his killing intention is more and more deep. It's planted on this man again and again, but it can't be chased. Now there is another 3rd man's life. One day, he will tear that human to pieces. The Dharma protector felt uncomfortable, but he knew what the man said was right. He settled down and said, "Ah Huang, come in." Then he turned and entered the room. The second Dharma protector and the man named Ah Huang looked at each other and then walked into the room together. This is the beginning of a secret conversation. Ah Huang. Yunwu sat in a tree and watched the man called Ah Huang go in. He read his name thoughtfully, then pulled the sleeves of the people around him and asked, "Do you think he is the traitor? I see him like a phoenix." Long Qingxia rescued Yunwu's sleeve from his hand, held her in his arms, and said, "It should be, but I don't know what role he plays in the Phoenix clan. The name of Ah Huang, it must not be true." Yunwu nodded, and sure enough, what Long Qingxia thought was the same as what she thought. "Hey, forget about the traitor. What are we going to do next?" Shengguan rubbed his hands and asked anxiously. They came here from the depths of the forest, but Yunwu said that he would bring them to play more fun. Otherwise, it would be more fun to fight guerrilla warfare like in the daytime. Cloud Dance gave him a clear look and said, "Tonight is just an appetizer, this temporary stronghold. Let's just make a little fuss. Tomorrow is the most important thing, so save me some energy and don't make too much noise." Don't worry, I've got a sense of propriety," Shengguan said excitedly. Just looking at him now, where does it seem to be measured? See Tu Lan and Meng Bai look at him suspiciously. Night came and the sky was dark. After a long day's work, the people of the Beast sect had a rest early, leaving the night patrol staff. The next day, there were more important inspections to do, plus a busy day, so all the people in the Beast Gate fell asleep. Until midnight, those figures who had been lurking in the tree did not move, finally took action. Like a cheetah lurking in the dark, he stares at the target with a murderous eye, waiting for the best opportunity to kill. In addition to Cloud Dance, Shengguan had no professional assassins, but fortunately they were powerful. Everyone had their own way to hide their breath. As long as they didn't go to the big Dharma protectors, other places were basically free to enter and leave. In this way, a hunt began again. Several figures were moving around in the dark. Almost all the experts of the Beast Gate were killed in their sleep. They even had no time to make a terrible cry. The blood spread and the smell of blood appeared a little bit. There's a sneak attack. There was a quick scream from the tent. Then, several campsites around all lit up. As soon as Yunwu saw that it was not good, she rushed to retreat. Unexpectedly, as soon as she left the camp, there were a large number of beast men with weapons facing her outside, encircling the nearby stronghold. Xiao Wu, run. There are ambushes here on the other side. The voice of the dignified shouts of Shangguan came. Yunwu was surprised. He looked over and saw Shangguan was surrounded by black energy. He ran out directly, as if there was something terrible chasing him behind him, attracting all his eyes. There are 3 black lines on Yunwu's forehead. Does this guy want to attract people's attention to let them go? Shangguan was surrounded by groups, and immediately flew to Yunwu. Several other people also arrived and finally stood together. Until then, Yunwu finally saw that it was the big Dharma protector who was chasing Shangguan. The Dharma protector was dressed in black, and his face was cold, but he was shocked by Ah Huang. In the evening, Ah Huang said seriously, "The purpose of those people in the daytime is just to attract attention. They will attack the camp tonight." Therefore, he ambushed his hands according to Ah Huang's method, waiting for the arrival of Yunwu and others. Unexpectedly, he was right. Looking at the cloud-dancing people standing together, the big Dharma protector gave a cold hum. "My third brother's life is up to you now." After that, with a wave of the palm, the people of the beast sect all around rushed up one after another. And the 2 most powerful Dharma protectors also directly bully themselves. The black energy turns into a black sickle, just like Death's sickle, and cleaves directly to Yunwu. Long Qingxia's eyes sank and an épée appeared in his hand. He went forward and took the attack from the big Dharma protector. Cloud dance is not idle. Facing the second Dharma protector on the other side, the black flame saber appears again. On the saber, the burning flame is burning with a touch of strange color, which makes people feel palpitating just looking at it. The battle is imminent. Up to now, cloud dance is no longer reserved, the summoning array flashes, and several summoning beasts are all summoned out. "Master, Mama, don't be idle, do it." A high-level summoner, under the command of Cloud Dance, all rushed down. Yunwu knew that with her strength, she was only better than the second Dharma protector. The great Dharma protector was under the pressure of the dragon. But there are still many experts here. Although the ordinary people of the 10,000 Beast sect are single, they can't afford to eat them even if there are a large number of them. Don't fall in love with war, get out as soon as you can. Cloud Dance said to other people, this words other several people have nodded. If they fight hard, the Beast Gate station here will not benefit. But it's still useful for them to keep these people, so naturally they will strike if they can, but they will leave a little force to worry about. With the addition of a few contract beasts, it will be difficult for those who are mixed with dragons to get close to the body of a few people, and eventually become a few people to deal with the Dharma protector. Meng Bai was the first to get away. His opponent's strength was equal to him, and there was no one else around to block him. After a few moves, he found a gap to get away. Among the mountains and the sea of people, he was as if he was in a state of no one. He flew directly to the depth of the forest. As long as he entered the forest, there was no way to find him except for the clouds. The Dharma protector, who was left by Meng Bai, wanted to chase him. The clinker suddenly flew by a big black knife from the side and nearly cut him. The Dharma protector twisted his body hard and ran away. Yunwu almost forgot that he had an opponent. The attack behind him had already arrived. He quickly turned back and continued to fight with the Dharma protector. Little Five, I'll help you. Shangguan shouts, kicks his opponent and rushes towards Yunwu. The black energy and the second Dharma protector are mixed together, and it's hard to see who's doing the trick. A palm split in the past, ready to split in the second Dharma's neck, clinker second Dharma to the side of a flash, directly away. And the other side of the Shangguan, but because the two Dharma guards dodged, unprepared hit over. Get out of the way, the official yelled and quickly withdrew his hand. The attack of Cloud Dance has fallen on the back of the second Dharma protector, and a bright red cut appears. Shangguan, are you here to help me or to help them? Looking at Shangguan, Yunwu was depressed. Just now that palm almost hit on her body. If it wasn't for her quick reaction, even if she ran away and used the power of attacking the second Dharma protector to retreat, she would be beaten. I didn't mean to. Who knew he would suddenly get out of the way? Shangguan said with tears and laughter. In fact, Yunwu just now, even if he did not hide, he would not hit her. Cloud Dance just want to say what? The remaining light of Canthus suddenly saw to protect a method to attack to come over again. Go Yunwu grabs Shangguan's collar and cuts down the weapon of the second Dharma protector. Bang! With the help of the reaction force, the Cloud danced together, pulled Shangguan and flew out of the encirclement circle. On the way, he stepped on the heads of tens of thousands of beast men. Heir whose Dharma hands are good. There are few people with him today. We'll have a fight another day. Cloud Dance's figure gradually goes away, only floats this sentence far away. The second Dharma protector just wanted to catch up with him. Suddenly there was a tearing pain from his back. With the pain of being burned by the fire, he showed his teeth. The wound of Black Flame Broadsword is really not an ordinary wound. In the end, the second Dharma protector can only watch Yunwu leave. As soon as Yunwu left, other people also accelerated their speed and retreated one after another. The last few summoned beasts, even if they wanted to stop them, could not stop them and went back to the space directly. Waste. A bunch of rubbish. The Dharma guard watched his enemies fall into his own siege, but none of his subordinates could stay. His eyes were red with anger, and he wanted to catch up with them and break them into pieces. But I know very well in my heart that it's not as easy to find in the forest as it is outside. Even if I go, I may not be able to find it. They all looked at each other and didn't know how to persuade their Dharma protectors, so they could only stand there obediently to be disciplined. No one took advantage of this battle. In the forest, Cloud Dance frowned, obviously lost in thought because of what happened just now. After a long time, when all the people were together, Yunwu sighed and said, "It's my miscalculation. Huang, it's really not easy." Several people looked at each other, but in the end, Long Qingxie came forward and directly held Yunwu in his arms. "It's not a mistake. We're not at a loss, are we?" And killed so many of them. Cloud Dance shook his head. "Fortunately this time only we can get away completely. If we bring other people, I'm afraid someone will have to stay there tonight." "No, it's just a small mistake." Si Lan said with a smile, without paying any attention to it. "I think those people of the 10,000 Beast sect are much more angry than us now, and the loss is so heavy, I'm afraid they will be more vigilant next. In this way we have achieved our goal of harassing them. Anyway, we didn't intend to kill them all in the beginning, did we?" Meng Bai also export comfort way. Cloud Dance, Poof Chi, a smile. "I just sigh that I actually miss. Why do you say so one by one comfort me? Am I the kind of person who can't stand the blow?" Dragon Ching evil smile. In the end or only he can see Cloud Dance, although some disappointed, but not hit. "Well, you take a break. Our plan is a little more than half complete. It's really a good play from Dawn." Cloud Dance said in a low voice, his eyes shining with confidence. "This time, her plan won't lose." Fenghuang Mountain Palace. What's the loss?" A roar of fury resounded through the whole mountain palace, making the distant Cloud Dance clearly heard. Yes, it said that Sanhufo was killed and later attacked in the middle of the night, killing many masters. The person who reports the situation is in a cold sweat. Why should he report such bad news? What if the deputy patriarch accidentally angered himself? Damn it! Shangguan lifted the table, and the teacups on it all broke on the ground. Shangguan looked coldly at the people kneeling on the ground and asked in a deep voice, "Are those people doing Cloud Dance again?" "Yes." Shangguan Li only felt a burst of chest pain. How did he let them escape last time? If not, I'm afraid it won't happen now. Deputy Patriarch, the Dharma Protector, said that he was afraid that there would be another sneak attack today, so he hoped to send someone to support him. "Still supporting?" Shangguan glared and said, "Will you send them to kill again? A small underground palace could not be captured, and so many people were wasted." "Master, calm down." The man quickly bowed his head and knelt on the ground, and then he did not dare to look up again. Shangguan Li sat on the stool and thought for a long time. After a long time, he finally said, "It's just that. I'll take some more experts and tell him that I must hear the good news of the seizure in 3 days, otherwise, he won't have to come back." Yes, the man's heart relaxed, and he immediately took the order and went down. Go forward with great strength and vigor from the Phoenix Palace. Cloud dance. Several people stand on a high mountain, looking at the mighty team, face a burst of joy. Xiao Wu is really smart. They really increased their help. Shengguan rarely flatters Yunwu. Long Qingxie hugged the clouds and his face was full of joy. The underground palace is an important stronghold of the Phoenix family. Naturally, we should take it seriously. The more serious the damage, the more important the underground palace is. So it's reasonable to send more people. Although the words say so, but the Long Qing evil still looks at the face of Cloud Dance to beat from the heart happy, feel that what she does is really right. Well, the next thing is simple. Cloud Dance laughs of uncanny, turn ahead to see to Meng Bai, ask away, that side prepares of how? Meng Bai showed a proud smile on his face. Obviously, he was very satisfied with the progress of the plan. It's all finished. It's expected to start at midnight tonight. Good. Cloud Dance nodded with satisfaction and said, at midnight tonight, the Saint of Phoenix led the team of Phoenix to formally attack, fight against the Beast Gate, fight to the death. Time passed quickly, and in the twinkling of an eye it was late at night. After a day's rest, Yunwu was the first one to open his eyes. The darkness of the night covered them. It was like deliberately helping them. It was as dark as ever, and it was more convenient for them to move. Yunwu stood up. The strong wind on the top of the mountain scattered her long hair. In the dark, a pair of eyes are bright and frightening. Yunwu is looking forward to what will happen next. Dragon Qingxie wakes up the second time and walks behind Yunwu. Like her, he looks at the Phoenix Mountain Palace in the distance. Tonight, the battle here must be over, isn't it? Cloud Dance said softly. Yes. Long Qingxie nodded. Next we have a lot of places to go, there are a lot of things to do. Yunwu didn't speak. He had been out for such a long time, and he went to so many places unconsciously. I couldn't help sighing. Long Qingxie's eyes flashed slightly. He went forward and hugged her. He said softly in his ear, I will accompany you all the time, no matter where I go. Cloud Dance Alang, followed by a gentle smile. No matter where you go or what you do, it's a pleasure to have him by your side. Hello. As soon as I open my eyes, I see you show your love. It's not fair. Shangguan rubbed his eyes, sat on the ground and looked at the two people in front of the cliff with a smile. This cry made the other people wake up one after another. Long Qingxie didn't seem to hear it. On the contrary, he hugged the cloud more tightly. Yunwu naturally didn't care. Instead, she looked at the crowd and asked, Are you awake? Then let's go. In the dark, several figures rushed to the foot of the mountain. Soon, they arrived at the foot of the mountain, where there was a strong team waiting for them. Feng Weng stood at the front of the line, followed by the summoned people waiting patiently. It seems that I know that after tonight, I will either die under the hands of the Beast Gate, or take back my own territory and restore my former glory. Everyone here is energetic. On the surface, no one speaks. In fact, everyone is nervous to death. Saint, they're coming down. Finally, a voice excited to ring out, pointing to a few figures down from the mountain happily said. Feng Huang quickly looked at the past, but between a few breaths, the 5 figures that had just entered the line of sight were all in front of her. The first one is Cloud Dance. Already, Cloud Dance's vision swept over the crowd. It's clear that Feng Huang is the saint, but I don't know why Yunwu is standing beside her. Her charm is not inferior to Feng Huang at all, or even better. What she asks seems to be what their master asked. Ready? The high voice sounded, and the heroes were excited. Cloud Dance's eyes are bright, spit out a word of expectation, then set out. Fight the Beast Gate. Thousands of troops of the Phoenix family, under the cover of the night, march toward the Phoenix Mountain Palace. Even the moon intentionally helps them to hide behind the clouds, making a piece of land completely hidden in the night. Until approaching Feng Wangshan Palace, standing on the nearest low mountain and looking down at the guard in front of the gate of Fengwangshan Palace. Everyone of the Fengwangshan family felt excited. Saint someone can't wait to export, eager eyes on the body of Fengwangv. Fengwangv was as excited as they were, but she turned her head and looked at Yunwu. It seemed that she could not attack until she ordered. Yunwu stood in the front, staring at the mountain palace for a long time. After observing everything, he turned around and said, "Everyone, make a team." The first team, led by Nangong and Chia, attacked from the left wing. Team 2, Follow Me and Long, attack from the right wing. 3 teams, led by Shengguan and Situlan, outflanked from behind. 4 teams, led by the Virgin, attack from the front. 4 teams lead the first attack. When the center of gravity of the mountain palace is on the main gate, the other 3 sides attack at the same time. Remember, be sure to listen to the transfer and take the overall situation into consideration. Anyone who disobeys shall be punished. All the people, show yourself, attack. The last word fell, and the Fenghuang people finally waited until this moment. They were all red-eyed and roared, "Yes!" On the hillside, all of a sudden, the light is in full bloom, and a phoenix suddenly appears in front of the public, like a rebirth in a bath fire, accompanied by a high phoenix. At this moment, the Phoenix family made concerted efforts to rush towards the mountain palace below with the momentum of skyrocketing. The Phoenix clan will take orders, attack the beast gate and take back the territory. I will drive out all the beasts in the mountain palace. Fenghuang hovers in the front, and the passionate voice makes the people's fighting spirit to a higher level. Yes, from the hillside, streamers pass by, falling like meteor shower one after another, with extremely fast speed. By the time the people in the mountain palace responded, they had arrived at the gate of the palace. A large number of people from the beast gate poured out from the mountain palace. When they saw the phoenix all over the sky, they were shocked. In their impression, the Phoenix clan has always been well controlled. When did they see such a huge team? When the reaction came, groups of Phoenix had already rushed into the mountain palace, killing the beast men. "Go and report to the deputy lord." Someone responded and cried out. This just someone reaction come over, hurried to the mountain palace to report the news in. "What? How dare you come?" Shengguan Li just felt a strong breath outside, but he didn't know what it was. Just as he was about to go out to have a look, he received the news of the resistance of the Phoenix clan. He was not angry at all. Quickly said, "Go and send someone to resist. Be sure to capture all the rebellious people." Yes, the reporter took orders, turned and left. Shengguan sat in it, his chest undulating constantly. He always wanted to get rid of those people who were exiled by the Phoenix clan. Now he's very good. I'm afraid he got some news from those people. His confidence has greatly increased, and he has resisted so quickly. Fortunately, they are not easy to offend. Now they occupy the mountain palace, among which there are countless experts wait. What did Shengguan think of? Now more than half of those experts have been sent to the forest for support. Today's mountain palace, damn it, until this moment, Shengguan Li finally realized that he had been trapped by the other party's plan. I'm afraid there is no one in the underground palace now. Shengguan flies out in a hurry. At this time, he doesn't dare to trust him anymore. If he doesn't guard, he's afraid that the mountain palace will be taken back by the Phoenix people again. Yunwu stands on the hillside. Behind him, a group of Fenghuang people are still looking at the battle below. Their vision is always erratic. It seems that they are looking for something. Finally, after seeing the figure of Shengguan Li, the cloud danced around the corner of his mouth. He turned to the people behind him and said, "I command as a high priest. No one can show himself without my command." The crowd nodded. There are not many people here, but they are all the elite of the Phoenix family, and their task is not to fight directly. They will lurk in the brilliant battlefield and pull out those masters one by one. Maybe these people are not many, and they can't be compared with those who went out before, but their combat effectiveness is the key. In this case, then follow the previous unit, action. At the command of Yunwu, he took the lead to fly to the mountain palace below. Behind him, a group of people dressed in black followed closely. On the way down the mountain, they divided into 3 groups and went in different directions. When Shangguanli arrived at the gate of the mountain palace, he saw thousands of phoenix flying in the sky, blooming with colorful colors. The most beautiful fire-red phoenix was the saint of the phoenix family, who rushed into the crowd of the beast gate. All the fighting, many people died in her hands. A pair of animal eyes seemed to be dyed red by blood. It seems that I feel Shangguan's sharp look at me. The fiery red phoenix raises its head. A pair of eyes turn red against the background of the fire, and the whole body is immersed in the fire, with unprecedented momentum. After half a year of abuse and training, the Phoenix clan, which has been infiltrated in hatred and anger, has played a different role in fighting. Shangguanli's strength is too strong, but don't fight hard, protect yourself. As long as we delay, everything will turn for the better. This is the plan Yunwu gave her before the action, and now it rings in her mind. The hatred in Feng Wengnu's eyes is not extinguished, but she is more shrewd. Although I really want to rush forward and tear up the man, I know clearly that the gap between them is the strength. Do you think you can succeed if you want to remove the tiger from the mountain? Shangguan's voice came down from the sky. Standing in the air, he looked down at the crowd. Even his voice was rolling. You can't measure yourself. Even if you do your best, there will be no result. Today, I will capture all of you. After that, Shangguanli's body moved and rushed directly to Feng Wengnu. The speed was very fast. Phoenix female beast eyes wide open, looked up a high Fengming breakthrough in the sky. Immediately there are a few phoenix toward this side. Feng Wengnu wings a wave, a group of hot flame toward rushed to the Shangguanli mercilessly hit. Shangguan dodged away from the attack. At the same time, the other phoenix is taking advantage of this opportunity to rush up, taking the opportunity to surround Shangguanli group. Shangguan's eyes narrowed slightly and said with a sneer, "How can we cheat less with more? Think you can deal with me like this?" Phoenix did not speak. For the face of Shangguanli, everyone is feeling pressure. It's just that the pressure didn't make them feel afraid. Even if they gave their lives, today they still want to take back what belongs to them. Up at the command of Feng Wengnu, several huge Fenghuang attacked immediately. High above, gorgeous lights set off the whole sky. In the chaotic mountain palace, several dark shadows took advantage of the chaos to sneak into the other 3 palace gates, and then used the war to get into the ranks of the beast gate. They could always take away some lives when they got up and fell. The black flame broadsword is burning with burning fire, just like death's scythe, reaping the lives of all beasts. Compared with those gorgeous brilliance, it is more mysterious and scarier. Cloud Dance stares at a man who can almost catch up with himself. In a short period of time, the other party has already knocked 3 phoenix to the ground and lost the ability to resist. If he is allowed to do it again, he is afraid that the casualties will be even heavier. Cloud Dance sighed carefully, hide their own breath, try to let their own breath and those phoenix close, at the same time slowly close to him, lurking in the side. When the opponent once fought against a phoenix, suddenly the empty door behind him opened wide. As soon as Cloud Dance's eyes brightened, he rushed up without hesitation, and sent out the black flame broadsword directly from the back of his heart. The burning fire sent out a hot high temperature, burning the body of the beast man. Yunwu takes back the sword, and the man's body is heavily planted underground, just like the phoenix he just killed, losing its vitality. The phoenix on the opposite side looked at her gratefully and turned to fight. Yunwu moves and continues to search for the next target. The battle of Feng Wangshan Palace continues, and a battle is also going on in the primeval forest on the other side. Found the entrance? The Dharma Protector looked at the person who came to report with surprise. After being attacked that day, it didn't take long to receive the support from the mountain palace. In order to recover the loss, the Dharma Protector quickly sent more people to search in the forest, while strengthening the guard. After a few days, no matter he or his staff are all tired in a mess, today we finally have the result. Thus, everyone is waiting in the forest, waiting for the order of the Dharma Protector. The reporter also had a happy face. After suffering for such a long time and worrying about sneak attack, I have to find the entrance. Today I can finally be proud. Pass my orders, straighten up the formation, attack. The great Dharma protector said excitedly. Yes, after receiving the order, the man turned quickly and went out. It was not until then that the camp finally became lively. Big brother, it's great to be able to avenge my third brother at last. The second Dharma protector stood up, went to the big Dharma protector's side and said excitedly, "Those hateful Fenghuang clansmen are trying to resist. Today we will let them know the power of our beast gate. Where they are stationed, the team of 10,000 beasts will gather quickly." Soon, under the leadership of several Dharma protectors, they attacked the forest on a large scale. The mighty team sang all the way, as if they had been tired for many days. When they finally arrived at the entrance of the underground palace, those responsible for the inspection had been waiting for a long time. "Dharma protector, the entrance is here." Seeing the appearance of the Dharma protector, a man immediately came forward and asked respectfully, "Attack now?" "Still have to wait." When the Dharma protector turned his head, he saw that a big hole had been dug out at the entrance of the small dog hole, which directly exposed the cave inside. It was enough for 10 people to pass side by side. "Attack now, of course, or when?" The big Dharma protector glared and said impolitely. "Yes, I'll give you orders." After that, he turned to the back. The procession marched in order, through the passage, and then to the den. At this time, the teleport array has been exposed in front of the public and the Dharma protector gives an order, "Attack." A large number of beast men rush to the transmission array instantly. In an instant, the light is shining. The people in the transmission array were whirling around and soon stood in the underground palace. A gust of wind blows, and the people who appear in the underground palace are instantly on guard against the attacks around them. But after a long time, I didn't feel anything, and the whole underground palace seemed to be silent without any living things. The first few people were stunned. "What's the matter?" Just as they were stunned, the transmission array behind them flashed again, and another group of people appeared in the underground palace with the same reaction as them. "This what's going on? How come it's like there's no one?" A person opens mouth to say, some blankly looked to nearby companion. "Did you get the news and run ahead of time?" The other one said, "There are more and more people coming in behind, each of them has the same reaction, and finally someone reacts. Go and tell the Dharma protector that there is no one here." A word wakes up the dreamer, immediately someone wakes up by the sound, turns around and walks towards the transmission array. "What? No one?" When the Dharma protector got the news, he directly pushed away the people who came to report the situation and walked towards the transmission array with great strides. When the light flashed and the Dharma protector appeared in the underground palace, his face became ugly. "Search me. Search door to door and smash all those houses. I don't believe there is no one." The Dharma protector gave an order in a rage. Yes, the soldiers took orders and flew to the houses. The Dharma protector is in a bad mood now. If he stays, he may be implicated. It's better to work hard. In the underground palace, there is a burning, killing, and smashing place. I don't know if it's because of the fear of the big Dharma protector's anger. Everyone works very hard. No complete house has been left where the people of the Beast Gate have passed, and even all the utensils in it have been destroyed and razed to the ground. The Dharma protector looks at all this with a gloomy face. Behind him, there are still soldiers coming out of the transmission array, and then joining in the destruction under the reminding of his partner. Half an hour later, the whole underground palace was razed to the ground, but none of the Fenghuang people saw it. On the contrary, almost all the soldiers of the Beast Gate came here and filled the underground palace. The soldiers responsible for the destruction jostled each other. Finally, a man came out and trembled to the big Dharma protector. He said with fear, "Report back to the big Dharma protector. All the tests have been finished. No Phoenix people were found." With a bang, the Dharma protector flipped his palm and directly lifted the man out. He hit the side of the mountain wall heavily, and then fell to the ground heavily as if it were falling apart. Hateful phoenix, they even put one. The great Dharma protector yelled with red eyes, all retreat, back to the mountain palace. Yes, a large number of beastmen, using the transmission array to send out a little bit, and then gather again in the forest. How long did it take just now to get in, and how long does it take now to get out? After many days of mental torture, now they are so tossed about that they don't even have time to rest. These people have been exhausted for a long time, but they are still struggling to obey the orders. Fortunately, after the assembly, the Dharma protector gave an order and went straight back to the mountain palace. The spirit of the people was better. It has been a long time since the great army flew to Fengwangshan Palace. In the dark, they did not stop on their way, until they saw a little fire waiting for them on the hillside not far away. The big Dharma protector's eyes are slightly high, and suddenly he has a bad cold in his heart. What's the matter? The second Dharma protector was stunned. He turned his head to one side and said, "Go and see who it is and how to wait here." Yes. The man took orders and turned to investigate. The team of 10,000 Beast Gate took advantage of this time to have a rest. If they want to be more subdued, they will be more subdued. However, before the surveyors came back, the light moved towards them. The big Dharma protector's eyelids jump, and then, in the light of the fire, a dazzling golden light suddenly blooms, just like the sun rising suddenly in the dark, illuminating the sky and the earth. Every one of the Beast Gate, you've been deceiving people too much. Now it's right to plant it on us. A voice sounds young, but the words seem to have gone through many vicissitudes. It looks like an old city. But even if it is like this, it still makes the Dharma protector feel that the situation is not good. Just listen to the voice continue to say, "Now you 10,000 Beast Gate enslave our Phoenix Clan's day has come to an end. In the Phoenix Mountain Palace, I'm afraid it's already the territory of the Phoenix people. There's no need to go back. No. It's a diversion. Brother, we need to go back to support as soon as possible." The second Dharma protector was the first to react and quickly frowned and said to the great Dharma protector. The big Dharma protector's brow was locked and his eyes were fixed on the golden phoenix in front of him. If you have not guessed wrong, I'm afraid that every one of them is a phoenix people. What a terrible amount of light, like the sea of stars. Go! The great Dharma protector made a quick decision and immediately rushed up behind him with an order. But after so many days of mental torture and just now disappointment, in the face of so many enemies, who else has the courage to go forward? At present, although they are all rushing forward, more than half of the people are timid. The two Dharma protectors took the lead and led the team forward. They don't want to beat this man, but they want to take the team back to the mountain palace as soon as possible. Otherwise, the mountain palace will fall, and the situation of them and the phoenix will be reversed. At my command, stop them, kill as many as you can. At the command of Xiao Chou, the golden light shrouded him. Even if his words didn't seem like a serious order, they still fell on everyone's ears and hearts like holy light. Yes, the Fenghuang people responded excitedly, and then a phoenix appeared on the hillside. Unlike Yunwu, the people here don't have strict orders. With their blood and hatred, they make the most of their fighting power. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.